Hurrdat Sports Live.
6-1 lead for Nebraska. Fromm hits one hard, left center field, back at the wall, a grand slam. Jordy Fromm opens up the game. 10-1 Huskers.
Jay Sean back on the slab, stares into Fikes, jump set, the 0-2 pitch, swing and a miss. He struck him out, and the Huskers have rallied from a 5-0 deficit, and Jay Sean Unger slams the door, and this series is even at a game apiece as the Cornhuskers knock off the Ducks. It's Nebraska 10, Oregon 8.
Justin Rose.
That's a 2-shot lead. How about this run from Rose? 7, 8, 9. Shots like this. Bring it off of the bank. Was that intentional, Trevor? Yeah, it was. And it's brilliant.
It is going to work out perfectly. About 5 feet for his birdie.
Be a number.
Someone said be the number. His year again. Rory is a rare repeat winner at Augusta.
Good morning. Welcome in Hurrdat Sports Live, presented by Next Gen Male Medical. That's DB. I'm Ravi Lulla here at Hurrdat Sports HQ. What's up, DB?
How we doing?
I'm doing good. How are you?
Not too bad.
Yeah.
Yeah, not terrible. Little tender.
Yeah. What happened? Is this from adult baseball?
Yes. Which, by the way, it's a pretty chill team.
Yeah.
Yeah, I like it.
They're cool.
Yeah, you never know what you're getting into.
100% accurate.
I know they probably think I'm weird. I spent a lot of time out of the dugout.
Just walking around.
Well, Mike went with me.
Okay.
And so there were only like 3 people there. Micah, I'm assuming somebody's wife, and that might have been about it. But Scott came early. So I just would come out and talk to him and Micah. Then I was like, well, shoot. Because, I mean, the dugout is, for me, small.
Yeah, it's not a big space.
And I'm
This
like
isn't a
trying
major
to
league
meet. I'm
dugout.
trying to meet guys too. So it's like, say hello, break the ice, say hello, break the ice. You know, and I'm weird like that. So it takes me a second to get acclimated to people. But it's a good group. So
how'd the game go?
Oh, game is fine. Like I don't know. I just think one thing I'm always going to be able to do is hit.
Yeah.
So I can do that.
How'd my bat treat you?
It's okay.
Oh, that's disappointing.
I need more. I have to.
Oh, okay.
I mean, I hadn't hit a baseball in 25 years.
Yeah.
Live.
You didn't like go to a cage or anything?
So cages were fine.
Okay.
Right. But
no live
balls
pitching.
are different. Yeah.
Yeah.
Live pitching is different.
Yeah.
And I got the flukiest dumb injury, man.
What happened?
Well, I know it's dislocated. It looks broken, doesn't it?
Yeah. I mean, yes, it does.
I may have broke my finger.
There's like some pretty specific localized swelling there that looks like a break.
So this is where it was dented, right?
Yeah.
Where the knuckle is. And it was on the dumbest thing ever. It was on a check swing. So my grip is my grip, but my index finger is a little isolated, how I like to hold the bat.
Sure.
And so like on the follow through, trying to
bring it back
without like I think I snapped it.
Yeah, that sucks.
Yeah, and I didn't, not one gesture, not one movement, nothing. I just was like, hey, anybody want to play left field? It was the very last inning, but I couldn't put my hand in my glove.
Oh.
Because I'm a finger out guy.
Yeah.
And I just couldn't put my finger in my glove.
Dude, that's rough.
Yeah. And I think it was an okay debut. So guys are like, they know it's a big game next week. I was like, don't worry, I can play. I'll just hit left-handed because I can protect it.
Yeah.
I can protect it this way, but this is not. This is
the glove might be an issue.
You should have seen me trying to put on lotion.
Yeah.
I dabbed it. This is the dumbest thing ever. I dabbed it and I put it in the crease, and I dabbed it and I put it in the crease, and then I tried to. There was no. Yeah, I'm pretty. That Joker just was like, and I was like, do I grimace and be an old man, or do I just chill and go sit down? I think I'm a chill and go sit down.
You gonna go see a doctor?
I don't know.
Okay, Larry Bird.
See if it goes down today. It's fine.
There's like ice and things for that.
Yeah,
right?
I also realize I need, if I want to do this and be like good, like competitive good, I have to do more physically than I'm doing now.
Yeah.
Yeah. I don't want to be the guy that just does that on like a Wednesday or Sunday and then they're sore the rest of the week. Like I refuse.
Yeah.
Like I'm not going to do that.
Yeah.
I'm just not.
No, I get it.
Right. I'm going to attack. It's just kicking in. So, no, it was good.
Yeah.
The ballpark was in nice condition. It's well kept.
Yeah.
It's down in Carter Lake.
Yeah, I haven't been to those, I don't think.
So what threw me was there's a brand new boys club that went up over there.
Okay.
And it's got to be pretty new. And I didn't even know it was over there.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's on like 17th and P maybe.
By boys club, do you mean like
so this is
boys and girls club or like
Carter Lake.
Gentlemen's club?
No.
There's a bunch of strip clubs over there by
Boys and Girls Club.
Okay, like I'm just saying on the way to the airport, there are a bunch of strip clubs. I was like, I don't know which one you're saying here.
No, and as you very well know, that's not even my deal.
No, I know, but like you would still see it, like just
Well, I mean, you pass one.
Yeah, that's what I mean.
Yeah, it's about 5 blocks north of that Casey's off of.
Is it
Carter Lake?
Is it part of the? It's not part of Open Door Mission, is it? It's a separate thing.
No.
Oh, okay,
but it's cool to see those buildings, right?
Yeah,
that I helped raise a significant amount of money for.
Yeah.
It's
a big campus.
The airport looks good too. I didn't appreciate. Are you a Waze or a Google guy for directions?
I do Apple Maps, just right on the phone.
I think Waze is probably my favorite.
I think Waze does the most like up to date traffic and road construction and stuff.
I didn't start using it until T-Mac told me. He's like, "Look, bro, get out of the Stone Ages. Use Waze." But from where I live, it took me through Des Moines 80 East to back door. I don't know why I just wouldn't go stay on the interstate, head downtown towards Cumming.
That's what I would do. Yeah,
and get off that way.
Yeah, that's how I used to get to the Mission.
And so Mike and I we were like debating the whole time. Like, why would it take me this way?
Yeah.
And he's like, "Do you want a race?" I was like, "No, I know it's not that important." No, but he was good. He supported me. Although we got back to the car and he goes, "Got it." He goes, "How do you feel?" And I was like, "Oh, I'm good." He's like, "It's so stressful." And I was like, "Oh, why is that?" He goes, "I don't know. It's like guys could just break out there."
He knows he plays football, right?
I'm like, break? What?
Oh, how is your 62-year-old pitcher?
Oh, number one, he's a great dude.
Yeah.
That's who I warmed up with.
Yeah.
And I liked his bands too. Like it really helps. He is a fantastic guy.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, and one of the guys that I play with, he's pretty athletic. He's gifted. He plays in the outfield. He's left-handed. He's an Emick. Do you remember Ben Emick who played it? There were lots. He played at Bryant. Used to hoop at Bryant. Yeah, same family.
Zach is the one that I remember because I wanted to recruit him and he probably should have gone D2 when he went to Morningside instead, which really pissed me off. So like, now I have to play that dude, really?
Yeah, so
I was cool when I thought he was
his
going to
brother's
like
kids.
Wayne or somewhere.
He was kind of like my little birdie.
Yeah.
On the shoulder. Yeah, it's good. It's a good group.
Yeah.
Yeah. Plus Jono's my guy, so it helps. It helps.
Well, good. So you gonna keep at it?
Yeah, I gotta get this thing. I gotta get it figured out. It's worse today than it was yesterday, so that's not encouraging.
No, not great. It
doesn't matter. I could still play I could probably still play defense and not have to.
Yeah.
They may have to hit for me for a while.
Just go up there lefty, man. You'd be all right.
I was going to the last time, but I didn't. Again, I was like, I don't want to be the show off. So I didn't. And I should have.
Okay.
It wouldn't have even happened.
Yeah.
Yeah. But it's good. It's good. I like that the guys go out there and do that. It's not easy.
Scott says, DB, don't do the Ronnie Lott treatment.
Yeah, that thing, it sucks. Now, he's a fit son of a gun.
Scott?
Oh,
you could tell. Yeah, when I met him at College World Series last year.
They got sweet uniforms, too.
I mean, as much as he walks, he better be in pretty good shape.
I didn't know he had Hosey on his team, though.
Yeah?
Yeah. His son hits leadoff for West Side.
Oh, there you go.
That's who he used to do Hosey's Heroes, like, youth lesson. That's who taught Caleb to hit.
Oh, nice. There you go.
Yeah, I can barely use this thing. This is no good.
Yeah, that's a odd place for swelling if it's not broken.
It was right on the knuckle.
Because normally,
hopefully next week they let me pitch.
If you're swelling, it would be high. If it wasn't broken, it'd be higher.
That's great.
Like,
appreciate that.
That looks like you broke like right below the knuckle.
Yeah, just imagine the force. Of
I know
my
exactly
back.
what you're talking about.
Yeah, that joke. I'm pretty sure it snapped.
Yeah, I'm not. Your boy's not check swinging for nothing.
And I didn't want, like it's official. I just didn't want my wrist to roll.
Yeah.
Break.
Yeah.
So I locked my hand.
Yeah, that's not gonna go well.
Yep.
Did you hear it?
No.
Okay, good.
No, I probably would have reacted different.
We played when we were playing softball last summer. We watched this dude. I heard him break his ankle.
Yeah, you told me about that.
It was horrifying.
I was dry heaving.
It was horrible. I was standing at.
It wasn't the jeans guy, was it?
No, this guy was okay. He was inebriated, I think.
The drunk guy?
Yeah,
was it the bad slide?
Yes.
Oh yeah.
I was at.
There was one of those yesterday.
I was at shortstop, and Anna B was at second, and we both are like, "Did I just hear?" Like we just looked at each other, like, "Did I just hear his ankle break?" And we're like, "Yeah, pretty." And Andy, our guy, was playing third, and he goes, "Just stay there, bud." He tried to get up, and he's like, "Nope, you were gonna want to stay down there." I
just. I see her, Anna, all the time now.
Yeah.
I didn't realize how tiny she was. She is an itty bitty little thing.
Yeah.
It's like, because, I don't know what I thought, because it's not like it was the first shoot. She sat next to us on stage in an interview in year one, and I should know, but she's sitting down. But like just seeing her every day, it's like
on camera, like everybody sort of looks more the same size.
Yeah.
Like they,
she is an itty bitty little thing. She's like Rico. Just kidding. I knew you.
Listen,
I wanted to say something. I wanted to say something slick, but I was like, it's too early. He was cool. He was like, hey, I got all your stuff that you sent over. Rico, I was sending over so much stuff. I forgot what I sent. I'll go back and look at it because it all has.
Do you want me to just tell you how I labeled them?
Yeah, that's awesome.
Jay Williams tells the truth. I didn't really watch any of the videos. I just kind of got the gist of what they mean. So Jay Williams, Signetti, players want to be coached.
Yep.
Worst Masters dinners, Chaz Coleman cut ?
Yeah.
And UFC weigh-in.
Okay. Did you watch any of that?
I think I watched all of them. I know I watched Jay Williams, Signetti, and Worst Masters dinners. I don't know if I watched the last.
I thought you'd laugh at the Worst Masters dinners because they talked about your boy.
Which one?
Bubba.
Oh, yeah, the chicken fingers. Or no, the grilled chicken breast.
Grilled chicken with green beans.
I mean, yes. First of all, grilled chicken breast is just by itself just not good.
Chicken is what you take out when you don't know what you want to eat.
And you also have to
you could do anything.
Yeah, but you got to do way more with it. Just be like, I just grilled this this mug. Like, here we go.
I barely even rock with breasts anymore.
Oh, I know. You do mostly thighs because tastes way better.
Yeah.
Way better.
But I will do the bone-in split, like skin on.
Yeah, that's better because it keeps more of the moisture.
Yeah, and I've got a nice.
You still got to do something besides just grill that.
Yeah, the boneless, skinless are kind of, unless I'm cutting them up.
Even for that, man, it's rough.
It's
so hard not to dry out.
Yeah, I don't even really rock with them.
No, I liked Tiger's first one. It's like, dude, he's a kid still. Like, leave him alone.
So I didn't understand why that got so much pushback.
I didn't either. I was like, that's not bad.
It was fine.
Like, he did his kind of little kid thing for the appetizer, but then it was real food after that.
Yeah.
I was like, chill, man. It's all right.
But here's the thing, though.
21 years old, man. Like,
who's having French fries as part of their appetizer?
Dude, I get French fries as appetizer all the time.
Oh, what?
Yeah, different places you get like little truffle fries and stuff. All the time.
Wow, defiant too. Like, what?
I'll get anytime I see truffle fries on the menu, I'm ordering that. Just done.
So truffle is one of those things that you have to be very careful with.
Yeah, it can really overpower.
It's much like sesame oil. It can really take over.
And there are some people that don't know what they're doing.
Yeah, you're a big truffle guy, huh?
I do like truffle a lot, yeah.
So I watch the Cooking Network all the time, and I can't remember the old guy. He's super famous. Old guy, little smart-looking, dapper guy with glasses.
I know Alton Brown.
Is that it?
I think so.
No, Alton Brown is the guy that used to do the food science, isn't it?
Oh, I don't know. He's got glasses though.
Yeah, he does.
That's about the only one I can think of with glasses.
Yeah, that's the food science guy. It's not Alton Brown.
Oh, okay.
It's a different guy. He hates truffle oil. And anytime these chefs on Chopped use it, he like cringes in his seat. And I was like, get over it, man. That like you have to be objective. Just because you don't like truffle oil doesn't mean that they're not good cooks. So
that's how I try and explain that to a lot of people. Like I use the beer analogy. Like, I don't like IPAs. That doesn't mean it's a poorly made version of what they were trying to do. Like, they may have nailed it, and it's just not for me.
Yeah. So I need to ask Scott. So that league, I don't know if we always play in the mornings, but for what it was, it's pretty chill. It wasn't like this beer drinking baseball league. Now, granted, it's 9:30 in the morning. That might say more about them than me, but guys were pretty buttoned up.
Is it that guy, Jonathan Waxman?
Nope.
Okay.
Graham Elliott on Top Chef.
Little guy.
Little guy. Graham's not small.
Like, he's a little guy. Sometimes he does the food in the kitchen, like where they're on set.
Oh yeah, he's not a little guy. He's also not that old. Graham Elliott.
Nope.
Okay.
No.
I know.
Popular. He had a couple of lawsuits. Like, he was a little controversial early in his career.
Yeah, I have no idea who you're talking about. But that reminds me of a Guy Fieri hates eggs.
Yeah. So
wait, what?
Yes.
You don't like eggs.
But listen, on Diners, and I asked him about that when he was here. Like, that's not a bit. But he said he will, if he can not try it. But he doesn't want to be the guy that says, can you make it without eggs?
Yeah.
So he at least tries it.
That's because he actually, so my wife has a lot of feelings about different Food Network personalities. And she's like, you can tell which ones actually worked in the industry versus which ones are just TV people. And she's like, Guy Fieri is like, that's a guy that actually worked in the industry. And you can tell by the way he treats the people that he goes to.
Yeah.
Like, he's not going to be the, hey, make me your specialty, but I'm going to make a customization before I've ever tasted it, because that drives chefs absolutely crazy.
It's this guy.
Okay. Yeah, I don't know.
But maybe it's not Ted. Is it Ted Allen? No, Ted Allen is the host of Chopped.
I say Ted Allen's the host. That's why I was gonna say him, but I was like, he doesn't do any cooking or tasting.
Is it?
Somebody said Jeffrey Zacharian.
That sounds about right. He acts like
looks like
he acts like a Jeffrey.
Yeah.
Yep. That's him.
He looks like a Jeffrey Zacharian.
Yeah. He hates truffle.
Yeah. Chill, man. Like, that's not everything's for you. Not everything's for you, man.
Well, you're a principled soul. I was having a great time. Did you figure out Rico? Did you watch the Masters?
TK, that's a different program. We don't do that here.
What did TK say? So I haven't been in the stream yet.
It's all right.
Did TK do a thing?
Yeah, it's a different show.
Oh,
we don't do that here, TK.
Oh, TK. Well, he double dibs. It's fine.
That's fine.
It's funny. We got a couple guys that
just
do, but they just complain.
Yeah.
I'm like, well, why do you guys keep going back over there?
I don't know. I wonder the same thing about some of the people that complain in our stream. So
I think those guys are back off punishment. Who did that? Was that Rico? Was that you?
No, it was Austin.
Really?
I wanted to. Ravi told me.
I told him to hold off. Here's the problem
so Austin just made an executive decision,
yeah, which I'm fine with, because here's the thing.
He is for as crazy as Austin, like loosey goosey. He is probably the most regimented with stuff like that. Because like when he's had it, because he can be mean spirited.
And also, like, here's the thing. Like if you're, and this applies to everybody, if you're spamming the chat and it ruins it for everybody else, like you're probably getting in timeout.
He's messing it up for everyone.
You know what I mean? Like if you're just spamming it with like comments or whatever, and it's not even anything anybody else is talking about, you're just having your own little show in the comment section, like you're probably gonna get a timeout.
That happens.
It does. And so it's like, hey, I'm not gonna let this derail for like we're the ones that derail the show, not everybody else. Okay. Like
Rico, were you doing baseball and the Masters at the same time? Did you watch the Masters?
I did not watch the Masters, and I was not watching baseball. I was watching softball.
I was watching the Masters. I was locked in.
Okay, Shane, I know you're huge.
Yeah, I was locked in.
Were you his picks early on? I was like, this little son of a gun.
No, his ended up rough though. He's the only one that had guys that missed the cut.
I thought I was.
No, I didn't have anybody miss the cut, but I only ended up with a -1 total.
No, it's total purse. Remember?
So DeChambeau missed the cut. That was Shane's.
Yeah.
Oh,
and Connors didn't miss the cut, but he was real low.
I think I'm the only one that didn't have a guy miss the cut. Right?
No, I didn't have anybody miss the cut either.
Well, dang it.
Everybody, you and I both had all 5 made the cut.
All right.
I wish we had gone by strokes because I would have won again. But you won because the gap between first and second is enormous on money.
So who earned the least amount of money? Was it Kim? Kim? It had to be Kim.
Connors is down there too.
I'm talking about my golfers.
Yes. Yeah.
I don't care about yours.
No, that was Connors is his.
And who had Hovland?
I did.
That was a heck of a pool.
I got lucky late.
Yeah.
He got hot late. But Day kind of screwed me. He had a bad day. His last on Sunday was rough. He was like +5. But even Rom kind of helped me out. Like he got back to +1. He was like -5, 6 all week. And he got me back to +1. But yeah, so if we went by strokes, I was -29, you were -24. Shane, if we had done the old scoring where you add 5 for each guy that misses the cut, it would have been -1.
Interesting.
But you won with money at 5.85 million. I was second at 4.35.
I knew it was going to be close.
So, you know what's funny is because of how big the gap is, my total, even though all my guys were pretty good, I had like 3 in the top 10, I didn't even surpass.
I think I had all 5 in the top 30.
Yeah. I didn't even surpass Rory.
That was a heck of a we did okay with the picks.
And Shane had 2.19.
I mean, the only egg that was fudge. I had 2. Was it Pebble? The second to last one I did, I had 3 guys that didn't make the cut.
Oh, yeah. I did really poorly at.
Was that the Open?
Yeah, I think the last one we did was US Open.
Yeah.
The last one we did, I was really bad on too. I did good at the Masters last year. That's the one I won last year.
I was like, fudge.
But I got smoked on everything else.
Interesting.
I'm okay at I feel pretty confident about like picking Masters guys. I get a good sense.
Well, according to Math House, Rat House, like he's like, this is the tournament where the predictive indicators matter the most because of the specificity.
Yeah, because it's the same
of the course.
Yeah, it's the same course, right? So I feel like I know who plays well here and whose game will play well here, whereas all the other ones, I don't know enough about the other courses. Like I have like general ideas, but you see Augusta every year.
Yeah. So how about me? After Friday night, I felt good. But like for the first 2 days, I was like, come on, Colin, just get me another round. And then how about me? Did you like me openly cheering yesterday? I was like, okay, Colin.
He made a good run. He ended up like -9.
Shoot, I think he had 6 birdies on the back 9 yesterday.
Yeah, he killed it yesterday.
I was not particularly pleased with the broadcast.
Yeah, so your guy Siwoo Kim was 65,000.
Okay.
And Connors was 57.6. So that was
Shane, I've done the whole
Shane was
I've rocked with Connors before, and he laid an egg for me.
Yeah, DeChambeau didn't make the cut, so he was technically the lowest in earnings because he didn't make any. But yeah, he the more
I mean, there were some epic meltdowns.
Yeah, Morikawa's Sunday helped you out a lot. Like he did.
I needed work. I was like, Colin, me love you long time.
As I was telling Ravi at 2:10, Lowry was tied for third place. By 5:45, he was tied for 30th place.
I wanted to see Lowry
Meltdown.
just have a meltdown where he like launched a club.
Oh yeah, he was. What did he shoot an 80 yesterday?
And he's like that.
Was he the one that shot that had the 10?
Yeah. How about Brahm just openly complaining about the course?
Dude, I don't know what his deal is.
Brahm?
I mean, when you open with this like a 78 or something, like that might be on you.
Dude, he's certifiable. I
Yeah.
think I would like to go have some paella with him.
You think so?
Yeah. I don't know what he would drink, but it's
I'm guessing.
I bet it's a lot. Yeah, Steve, Bruce, Sergio had one too. Sergio was like beating up the grass. I was like, I think that's the one thing you probably can't do. They're gonna have to replace that.
Yeah,
he just hammered it with his driver.
I guess Scheffler did well. Yeah, he had Scheffler. See, Kobe said Scheffler complained about the course too.
Well, yeah, especially after day one.
Mm-hmm.
Because I have a lot of I didn't send it to you, Rob. Scheffler had some really good pressers.
Yeah.
Oh, well, did I send it to you? Where he basically he asked somebody asked him, generally speaking, it was like, hey, you shot a 65. What'd you think it could have been? Like, what'd you leave out there or something like that?
Yeah.
And he paused, he laughed, and he goes, God, that's a terrible question. Next. I was like, oh, if you ever get that, I'm retiring. Now, coaches have started to go there now, but
most of the time
but when like the tour, that's like a tight knit group. Like those guys that cover golf, they cover.
Yeah, there's not a ton of them.
No, I got to find it. He gave the awkward chuckle, like, you have got to be kidding me.
Also, I don't know, like. I feel I get very
like a penguin.
No, I'm not Sip. I get very a little uncomfortable with when people start getting a little snarky with reporters when they're trying to ask a real question.
Yeah, you do bristle up.
Especially, it's worse with coaches because, like, I probably don't know enough about golf if that's a legitimate question or not, so I'm not gonna dig my heels in there. But especially when coaches, because people are asking most of the time when they're like, that's a terrible question. That's so unprofessional. They're just mad that it's a good question and they don't want to answer.
I think this one was actually kind of terrible.
But that's fine. Like that's fine.
I'm firing it over to you, Suave.
But when the coaches do it and they're like, hey, there's a lot of reports about you going to Texas, for instance, and they're like,
that's your fit. Yo, you're gonna die on that hill.
Yeah, it was so douchey.
Yeah.
Like. Just be like, hey, like I understand there's a lot of reports out there right now. I'm focused on my team.
That's such a terrible word.
What, douchey? Yeah. Just think about it as like touche. We'll do a little fencing.
Yeah, I was riveted. The only reason I asked like what you were watching is because I was still on edge over baseball. And so, it was 5-4 and I came back over. And I think TK might have hit me with a 2-out text or something. Did I say that on Twitter? But anyway, I was like still ramped up about baseball.
Mm-hmm.
And then the Masters was going on and that was driving me crazy. So then I was just on edge. And so I drove in this morning. I was like, man, we need Benny Mac. I need a baseball. And I don't like calling unless it's something that just broke. I don't like not giving people an opportunity, but to plan. But after the day, I was like, man, we need B-Mac. We because I want to know. Yeah. Like I want to know how they broke that thing up and why no one got in trouble.
So, yeah, some inside information would be helpful there.
Yeah, I know. You got so he's good or you got the hey so this is I don't think what's the D word you used? I don't think Scheffler was being this
douche.
Yes.
Okay.
Suave.
65 today. What did it feel like it could have or should have been?
That's just a terrible question. Next question. Awful.
What enabled you to go long today?
One more time. Like
he doubled back.
He doubled back after the thought to say he shot a 65 at Augusta. I think that was Scheffler's point, right? Like, bro, I just shot a 65.
Yeah.
I'm
also like, it's golf. Like, there's always a little bit left out there. Always.
I said this yesterday on social media, and what I really meant was golf and hockey.
Mm-hmm.
Hockey, because I've tried to skate several times.
It's really hard.
It's really hard.
Yeah.
Not to mention the stick handling, the speed of the puck, the whole thing.
Yeah, just the physically skating part is really hard. And then you have to actually play hockey.
Golf and hockey are the two things that I watch where I'm jealous.
Mm-hmm.
Most times I can just appreciate and I can isolate.
Well, and you're
hockey and golf, I'm like jealous in one hand, like, oh my God, I can't believe how you can shape this.
Mm-hmm.
And then I'm also like, oh, I should be able to do that. If I can hit a goddamn baseball, I should be able to do anything. You know what I mean? Like, that's how I think, because it's just competitive.
Yeah.
Like, I can't imagine. So, yeah, you probably always leave a little bit out there, but he prefaced it by saying, Rico, hey, you shot a 65. Let's watch him laugh.
65 today. What did it feel like it could have or should have been?
That's just a terrible question. Next question. Awful.
What enabled you to go low to?
He's beside himself.
The laughing at the end is kind of
like, how would you have felt though?
No, I get it. Like, if it had been, let's say it's a 70, right? And a bunch of like missed birdie putts, whatever. Like, I understand the question in a certain context. But if you shot a 65, you had a pretty damn good day.
Yeah, and remember,
like, that's 7 under at Augusta.
Like, he hit a couple of spectacular shots to get there.
Yeah.
He wasn't playing the cleanest golf.
No, to kind of save himself, give him opportunity. Yeah, like it's like I would understand it in a certain circumstance. Really gonna be hard to convince me that a 65 at Augusta warrants a question to be like, what do you think you could have? Like, you're not shooting a 60. You know what I mean? Like, you're not like nobody's going out there and shooting.
What you shot a 65? What do you think it could? Like, who's going 60, 62, 63 at Augusta on the regular?
Yeah, nobody. Like, that's
what you want him to shoot.
Yeah, like 7 under for a round is gonna be about as good. I think I don't know if anybody shot better than a 65 the whole weekend.
What was Rory on Friday?
There's Rory on Friday was, where are we at, Rory? He was at a 65.
Yeah, I mean, he blistered that thing.
I don't think anybody shot a 64 this week.
But so Friday's golf.
Nobody shot a 64.
Listen, that was some incredible golf and some stretches.
Yeah,
on Friday and Saturday, I was like, holy smokes! And I couldn't figure it out because nobody really liked the conditions.
Yeah,
and I'm like, well, how would you guys play normally?
There were only 3 65s shot this weekend.
Oh, I believe it.
You want to guess who? I mean, 2 of them.
Yeah, Rory, Scheffler, and Morikawa.
Another guy that made a big move.
There's 2 that come to mind. I hate being Saturday. Give me Cam Young.
It was Cam Young on Saturday.
Let's go.
Those are the only 3 people to shoot even a 65. Nobody shot a 64 over the course of the weekend.
How would you have liked to have been Cam Young and just you had to be thinking, if you're Cam Young, if I could just make one of these birdie putts, could I get Rory Sphincter to pucker up?
Which it kind of did.
Well, when he hit it in the pine straw? Yeah, that was a pretty sweet shot he hit out of the straw.
Yeah, but then it was into the bunker. Like, he didn't do himself a ton of favors.
Did you see the angle?
Yes, it was straight up.
I was like, what's he supposed to do with that?
Yeah.
Because I don't think he couldn't carry a stinger far enough.
No.
Like, what was he supposed to hit?
No, because he kind of faded it around. Right. I think that's a fade. I don't know which direction is which. Yeah, he curved it around.
Yes. Because the draw would be the other way.
Yeah. He curved it around the trees and
look, we're like finger drawing in the air.
We're like, wait, it went like this? And no, it was unbelievable shot. And then, honestly, when he hit it in the pines, I was like, oh, he's lucky he's got a 2-stroke lead.
You guys,
Cam really needed one more shot there because I think if he would have gotten the one more shot closer, because you knew Rory was going to probably have an issue.
Be honest, when Scheffler got in the clubhouse with 11 under, were you thinking?
I thought I had a shot.
Yeah,
you were thinking playoffs.
Yeah, because there were, I think Rory.
I did too.
I think Rory had 4 holes left, and I was like, having him
11 in the clubhouse may be pretty good.
Yeah, well, and especially because I almost feel like it's worse when he knows the other guy's done. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And he's just like, I'm out here by myself. I just have, because Cam Young was struggling. He was in that group. He was in the final group with Rory, and he was 3 back at that point. You're like, you're probably okay on Cam Young. But like having the other guy in the clubhouse be like, hey, this is the score. Can you stay above it?
I'm surprised how many. So I listened to a lot of the golf, the podcasts and replays. A lot of people had picked Cam Young to win this week.
Really?
Yeah.
I mean, I picked him pretty early.
He was your second pick, right?
I think so. Let me see.
I have the.
Yeah, I've got it here. I went. No, was my third.
You went third because
Yeah,
you went John Rahm second.
Yeah, that was terrible.
You went Scheffler, Rahm.
Although
Cam
McElroy
Young.
was your third. So.
Well, I wasn't going to take him.
Yeah, nobody was. I don't think.
I'm like is he really going to be Jack or Tiger?
I did not think
back
he was
to
going to go
back?
back to back.
Oh, who's the other? Nick Faldo.
Yeah, I did not think he was going back to back.
It's very particular, Faldo.
Yeah.
Harrison Ford is. I just keep it simple. I just like to call him Harrison Ford.
Yeah.
I went Ludwig, Fitz, Rory, Colin, Siwoo Kim.
Yeah.
How about all the long odds? Kim, Day, and Connors all kind of played well.
Yeah.
I'm not even going to kid you. If there was anybody I was going to cheer for that wasn't mine, it was going to be Jason Day.
You love Jason Day.
And then you were like, Day's screwing it for me. I was like, you're fortunate he's playing. So he's always going to give you 2 good days at Augusta.
I know, but I was at like -9 with him, and he's like, nah.
Dude, if Day would have won, I may have done cartwheels.
Why the affinity?
It fits it fits my eye.
Okay.
It's kind of like Clemens.
Yeah.
Or some of these guys that are off the grid that I like what they do. It just kind of matches. I like the way
just aesthetically
Clemens pitches.
Oh, okay.
And John probably will never let me pitch, but if I did, like Clemens is a guy that I used to try to emulate.
I don't like his mechanics.
Oh my God.
Young Clemens. Unnecessary.
I would have cried if that was me.
You want that back?
No, it is so bad.
Young Clemens was better when he got really bulky. I felt like his mechanics didn't look as good.
Up yours.
Plus, he was a Yankee, so screw that guy.
I know that's hard.
Yeah,
there's a couple Yankees I liked. I like Don Mattingly. I like Jeter. I like Clemens.
Oh yeah, I forgot you're a big Jeter guy.
I like Mariano Rivera.
Yeah.
I don't like Mattingly is probably the oldest Yankee, and I'm gonna cheat and say I'm taking Ricky Henderson as an A because I like.
He was mostly in it. That's what people think of him as. I think.
Listen.
I think of Ricky Henderson as an Oakland A.
I think you could make the case that Ricky Henderson is one of the best baseball players of all time.
I'm not going to argue with you on that.
And he does not.
No, I think you're right. I think that's a legitimate case to make. I mean, he's not Barry Bonds, but
dang, Kyle almost got paid. Where'd you find that prop, Kyle? He says, I took Scotty at +800 to win on the back 9, and that last putt broke my heart, though.
Yeah.
Oh, so he had him on the round.
Yeah.
To win the Masters.
Yeah.
Oh, I thought he got specific about just the back 9.
No, he got on the back 9. He made the bet.
Oh,
to win the Masters, which honestly that's a pretty good bet for those odds.
So are there live golf lines?
Yeah, there must be.
No way. I'm guessing he took him for the tournament.
I bet you he took him for the tournament, but in the back 9, like live. Because there's no other way he got Scotty at +800. Because Scotty was betting favorite coming in. It wasn't +800. So he must have got
it. He found a live line?
Yeah, he said it on FanDuel. He had a live line. Jack says, I remember watching.
No, yeah, he said yeah, it was placed live on the back nine.
Yeah.
Oh, TK, I know you. Listen, if there's ever a live line, I know you'd know it. I just didn't think golf.
Yeah. There's live lines for almost everything.
Dude, TK's kind of low-key crazy.
Oh, he's a huge degenerate.
Yeah.
Yeah. He'll bet on everything.
Yeah.
Jack says, I remember watching Mantle and Maris on a 9-inch TV.
Oh, Cactus Jack.
That's smaller than my laptop screen.
I know. I need to go hang out.
Dude, everything has live lines. You know, I'm trying to remember the exact number.
I'm picking up another cast iron skillet today from one of my coaches, Jack. And believe me, I think of you. Remember I told you Jack strikes me as the type of dude that's using his cast iron?
No, I'm trying to figure out who you're picking it up from.
Oh, good call. He does like to cook.
Sakura.
Nope.
He's the one that I know that likes to cook and is nice.
This guy is equally as nice. He just doesn't, I was going to say act like it. Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's Coach Williams.
Yeah. Those are the only two options.
Yeah, and it's a big one.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I didn't know he liked to cook as much as
yeah, he's a meal prep guy. He's on the, if you're on the food tech strand, you like to cook.
He says, Kel Jam says you can gamble on anything on 2026. You can find a live line if we're going boots on the ground in Iran. That's actually true. A lot of people made money on that.
Pardon?
There's these. Have you heard about like the predictive?
Look, he's nodding.
Yeah. Have you heard about the predictive markets like Kalshi?
What?
Yeah, there's an app called Kalshi or Kalshi out. It's KALSHI,
I've seen it.
where you can literally bet on anything. You can make your own market if you want to. Like you can bet on anything. People literally bet on because
are we talking about war?
Yes, like you can bet on people literally bet on going to war with Iran because there was inside information. So like it's a like totally unregulated like gray market of like predictive.
Look at TK.
Whatever.
Bold that, Shane. You shouldn't even admit that,
dude. So it's funny when you
now I have definitely heard of Robinhood.
Yeah, I didn't know they were doing the predictive markets too. Now, Tyga, I knew, but Kalshi is like the big one where you can just make anything.
You can bet the weather. Oh my!
It's
God.
nonsense. Yeah, it's crazy. It's also like
I'm far from a degenerate. Cody.
There's so many things that people like. You can bet on things that people literally have control over the outcome. So it's like, why would you do that? But
it reminds me what these guys are talking about. I'm a huge Criminal Minds guy.
Mm-hmm.
And Hotch was in court. And
the horse guy.
Yeah, the lawyer.
Races.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And he goes, you can no more predict this, and this. And he goes, gray. Socks are gray. You also, and then he like broke him down.
Yeah, because his BlackBerry's buzzing every 20 minutes with the post times.
Yeah.
And it sounds like you're not having a very good day.
Yeah. Have I sent that to you?
No, I've seen that clip on social media though.
Oh yeah, it was fantastic. This dude said table tennis.
TK says I didn't say I bet it. No, there's I think I'm trying to remember the exact number, but I was listening to Andy Roddick's podcast and they were talking about live betting.
God, you love that guy.
I do love Andy Roddick. He's the best. Also, on one of the I actually was trying to I messaged his producer. I was trying to get him on the show because he's a self-proclaimed Nebraska football fan. So I was like, listen, we got to get Andy Roddick, but it didn't work out. Yeah. But they were doing a show on gambling, and because a lot of the tennis players get a ton of harassment and stuff.
You're gonna end up winning, HP.
And don't do that. Don't hit me.
Accidentally. I can't even swing the goddamn thing.
And apparently there's over 1,000 betting opportunities per tennis match. Like you can literally bet on whether or not the next serve will be a fault or not.
Yeah, but that's how those guys were getting caught.
Yes,
too.
it is. But that's what I mean. Like if you can live bet on literally every single baseball does it, you can bet on the next pitch, ball or strike.
Interesting.
Yeah, that's a bad. Those are bad decisions. No, he's not a Millard North guy. He moved when he was like 5 or 6, which is long. Everybody's like, oh, he lived here like 10 minutes. He lived here several years. And
several?
5 or 6 is several.
No, it's not.
Rico, how many is several?
Years of your life.
No,
several is just over 2.
I would say it's over 3 because 2 is a couple, 3 is a few. Anything over 3 is several.
Sure.
4, 6, 8, 12.
Yeah, that amount. I can't disagree with that.
If I'm 51 years old and I said I've played chess for several years, I could say 4 and you guys are like, oh, yeah.
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 That's dumb. No, you wouldn't.
100%.
No, that's not several.
Yes,
Isn't it relative to like no?
No, several is to me, several is a specific number set. So it's between 4 and I will say under 10 is several to me.
I mean, I wouldn't go with that. I would just say several. If we're going with that, I would just say several is over 3.
Yeah.
Yeah, Tim.
Bruin said
per usual, Tim was something smart. If I have 4 eggs, that's not several. If I have 4 DUIs, that's several.
That's
correct.
That's both several.
Yeah, both are. Bruin Steve says 3 to 7 years. Funky Giblet says more than 3.
So if I played 19 seasons in that Major League Baseball, and for 4 of those seasons I hit over 300, I hit over 300 for several years.
Yeah, for several seasons.
No.
But if you say that you played in the MLB for 19 years and you say I played for several years in the MLB, that's you playing down your long career.
Yeah, if you're your current age, you're 52, right?
HP, I can't get into her at all. She drives me up the wall. She does.
Tim says I do have 4 eggs, but no DUIs. I'm just saying. So you're 52. Let's say you.
I do not, Juan.
You play. Let's say you played 7 years of Major League.
It's
Baseball.
relative to what I'm talking about, Cobe.
But if you said, "Hey, if you're 52," and you're like, "Yeah, I spent several years playing professional baseball," I would think somewhere between like 4 and 10.
Nah.
You get to 10, it's a decade, and I'm talking about other stuff. But
Juan, what are you talking about? I think I exceeded expectations yesterday.
Kel Jam says Tiger is 1 DUI away from several.
Dude, some of listen, I'm not a Tiger apologist. Some of those Tiger memes are tough.
Dude.
I saw one yesterday. It was Tiger driving up to 18 at Augusta, and it was in a vehicle that crashed. I was like,
I saw that one.
Can he have no peace? He's not even like we have really good golfers trying to win down the stretch, and you guys are flooding me with Tiger stuff.
TK texts me. He says, I fully retract my comment and will issue a formal apology. He didn't realize.
Which one?
My wife thing. He said I didn't know.
TK is a true. We give TK grace. We know he's.
No, I know.
I can't believe he like works to put crazy people away because he comes across as a little unhinged.
I'm trying to find the
one unhinged guy prosecuting more unhinged people.
Yeah, this was my favorite Tiger meme. He
Oh wow. Yeah. Do you think that's a prerequisite at Georgia, or just coincidental?
I think it's just a bonus for them, I guess. I don't know.
Now that is several players.
Oh
that
yeah,
like
we are definitely
fast.
in several with the troubles driving in Georgia.
Yeah, I did not try to move very much yesterday, Juan. I'm easing into it.
TK says it takes a crazy person to put away crazy people. DB.
Well, you do have to know how crazy people think.
Yeah, you gotta be able to wrap your mind around their way of thinking.
Juan, why didn't you come say hi?
Oh, was Juan playing ball?
Well, I don't know. Juan said he was gonna come, but I don't know. There were only like 4 people there, unless he was the weird guy with the dog.
They
kept walking to get home run balls.
Yeah.
Well, or foul balls. There were only 2 home runs.
Yeah, a couple people went yard.
Yeah, they had a guy.
Dude, that's hard in baseball.
We had one. They had one. They had 2.
Mm-hmm.
They had 2. They had a lefty, small guy, down and in.
Mm-hmm.
God, he golfed that thing like his 9-iron. It was on a line drive. He was like, pew.
Speaking of going yard.
You got Benny Mac?
Yep, he'll be on a 9.
Thank you, Shane. I appreciate that.
Oh man, I feel like I should tell him thank you. You're like, hey, DB's weird. He doesn't like booking guests the same day unless it's an emergency.
I'm just excited to talk.
You're probably not going to tell him that because I know you hate quality communication. You say as little as possible.
I literally texted him exactly what I wanted him to say, because I knew he'd be mad about us asking him to book a guest same day.
Did you send the exact text, Shane?
No questions. I'm out of here.
I feel like we should take a break. I want to talk about the draft, but I'm gonna have to have you.
Look at the.
Huh?
You look at what Rico put up on, or not what Austin put up on the screen.
What is it?
It's a tiger meme.
Oh gosh, that is such a bad. He did not age well.
No, he is struggling.
I do not want to see Eldrick looking like that. Austin is mean. It's a mean person. Knock it off, AJ.
DJ says, I could not believe how small Henry Aaron was when I interviewed him. Then I shook his hand and went, yep, that's where those home runs came from. He was a big wrist guy.
I think it's 314. I think it's 314.
314 to center?
318 maybe. It's 294 down the line. It's not very far.
Oh, no, that's not like obviously it's not full size, but like 294 down the line is what you play. Like a lot of pre-high school is in that neighborhood.
Yeah.
Like 13, 14 range. That's what the old Millard fields were.
Oh, it always boils down to Millard.
Listen, I was an MAA guy. That's my frame of reference.
Wow. Kobe, I'm telling you, for two driveway links, I could. I want to bet.
TK says more memes, frat boy.
Oh, he's talking to AJ?
Yeah.
Hey, Kobe, will your dealership let me like just demo cars? I think you should bet with their capital. It's no skin off Kobe's back.
You're selfish trying to get into one of them Tacomas.
Yeah. Sub 4.8. You know, there's lots of opportunities.
Yeah.
Could I live with some of my food storage practices?
Well, you have so far. I'm not saying it's good for you.
And it's nowhere near as bad as you make it.
I think it's exactly as bad as I make it.
No, it's not. It's fantastic.
Let's take a quick break here. We've got obviously Benny Mack is joining us at 9, which we appreciate. Shane setting that up.
Dad runs the deal. Oh, Kobe, we're hanging out.
But coming up here at 8, we've got Mark Manning, Nebraska's wrestling coach, in just a few minutes. And then, as I mentioned, at 9, we've got Benny Mack. And then at 9:30, we'll talk a little more baseball, but this on the MLB side of things with Jesse Rogers from ESPN. That's DP. I'm Ravi Lulla. We'll be right back. More Hurrdat Sports Live.
It was awesome. I saw a lot of familiar faces in the crowd, and just happy that I could bring my team home, and got to have a little team dinner last night with my family, so that was fun. But yeah, I think the crowd showed out, and it was really fun, and we played really well too, so can't be mad about it. Just really leaning into my teammates. I think everyone knew that this was a special day for me, but I also know at the end of the day that it is a game, and kind of once the game starts, all that stuff goes away. So yeah, giving to my teammates so that I can also help myself stay focused.
I feel like I'm always a little bit stressed and anxious at the first game, and I feel like it has always been like that, and it always will. But as Bergen said, leaning to my teammates and trying to smile, which is what I've been working on, and keeping a positive energy. I feel like that's been helping me a lot, and then like with actual volleyball.
Yeah, I mean, starters, props to them. They're a really good team. They're in second place for a reason. Their two outsides are the best combination of outsides in the league. I think that showed tonight. Something about Diaz, she's kind of been our kryptonite a little bit. She seemed to put up really good numbers every time she's played us. So kudos to them. A lot of it's on our side. We talked before the match. Transition kills was a big thing. Going into set 3, they outkilled us in transition 20-9. Kind of what I told the team back in the locker room is just, to me, transition kills is how hard you want to work. They were outworking us. I felt like it got better there for a little bit in set 3, and then we just kind of went on some runs. I think we had 3 missed serves in a row. Of our 6 came in that third set. I think it was 6 that we had. So it was just timing things, and then roll shots, tips, junk that was falling, things that just aren't acceptable in our gym. So we got to put our head down, get back to work. We're still in it. We still have a shot. That's the fortunate part. After this, it wasn't a winner-go-home situation, but it definitely puts a lot more pressure on us coming into this away week.
Welcome to Hurrdat Sports Live.
Welcome back, Hurrdat Sports Live, presented by Next Gen Male Medical. That's DB. I'm Ravi Lulla here at Hurrdat Sports HQ. We will be joined shortly by Husker wrestling coach Mark Manning to kind of get a feel on the wrap up of their season and some roster construction. And
when was his presser? Was it last Monday?
I believe so.
Yeah,
I think we're a week out
I think
now.
we just wanted to give him a week.
Yeah, just get a little time.
Juan was like being a voyeur or something. Why did I tell you I was spending time in the stands?
Because you were talking to Scott and Micah.
Yes.
Yeah.
And I was like, look, it's a clubhouse. I don't know these guys. I feel like I have a little anxiety.
Austin, do we have I hear a rumor that we have another Tiger meme. What do we got?
TB waiting on a pitching change. Boy, AJ has too much free time.
No, this is his job. He's our chief meme officer.
He's too much free time.
Can we pop that one up there about with Anna B on there as well?
Our Anna B?
Yeah, when you were talking about how
she's so.
To be fair, Kalkbrenner is like 7'2".
Yeah.
A lot of us look like that again next to Ryan Kalkbrenner.
Yeah.
Hey, buddy.
That's how I felt. How she feels right there is how I felt next to Pritchett.
Oh, really?
We interviewed him at the spring game last year, and I was like, this is a giant man.
Yeah, he's a big dude.
He's fit as all get out, too. Not a lot of excess on old Pritchett.
I was pleasantly surprised with, because we talked a lot about how big the line is. I was pleasantly surprised with how they moved.
Yeah. Well, how about Puma?
Yeah. He looks like he still needs to put on about 30 pounds. Like he's light, but he's quick.
Yeah, they changed
like
their
him.
body. They changed their body type quite a bit.
I just can't believe he's working second team already, and he should still be in high school.
Well, I'm curious to see what happens if Gatula gets a full. I mean, 4 months of OTAs is a long time.
Yeah.
This is going to be it'll be a good little stretch. See what happens.
Yeah, it'll be interesting here. I'll be fascinated to see how some of these body types change a little bit.
Yeah.
Like how much weight can Puma put on before August?
Oh, he's pretty good size.
He's still lean though.
Yeah.
Like he's got a lot of room on that frame.
Yeah, he is. Well, have you seen like you see Sledge?
Not recently, no.
Super fit.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, they look
for an interior guy.
That offensive line. Did you see speaking of interior guys, Henry Letofsky, his. Do you follow that RAS Sports account?
So I do on social media.
Yeah. So number 75 in the last 26 years since 1987.
He's actually got a chance quietly to get drafted.
Yeah, so like his numbers were really good. So
he moves well.
If you aren't,
he played. I said this. You guys laughed. If you just watch the tape, let's just watch games. Lutovsky played at as close to an all-conference, but not being all-conference level as you can play for an interior line.
Was good.
He was good.
He was really good. I'm trying to find the tweet so I can give exact numbers here, but it's from the account is at MathBomb. It's RAS football. Basically, they take all the combine and pro day score results and they put it into a score, and then they rank it with all the results they have basically from 1987 until present when they have the data. And it's thousands of guys at his position. He does it positionally, which I really like. And
they've got a good one on Zachariah Branch too that I saw last week.
Yeah, so he's going to be bad in his size score.
Yep.
But I bet everything else is
really good.
Yeah.
Because Branch is
he's
relatively a little guy.
Little bitty, but he is elite at almost everything else.
God, this draft, I mean, it's going to be some boom or busts.
Oh, yeah.
Boom or bust. This quarterback discussion is fascinating.
I think
Sam, are you ready with Coach Manning? Sorry, babe.
No, you're good.
Not yet.
Okay. No, I think the number for Lutovsky, I think it was like 1,800 guards, and he was number 75 in terms of testing. Like that's really good.
Yeah, he's a big, strong guy, and he moves like he's
for being. So he was actually, I think his worst score. I think he was a little light for the position, like at 314, 6'6", 314, which I mean, I'll take that out of a guard all day. That's
he looks the part. Yeah. I just remember watching him do the bench.
Oh, yeah, I think he had 34.
Kind of that little gimmicky, the spring thing 2 years ago.
Yeah. I think he ended up with 34 reps on the bench is what the number was, which is phenomenal. Like that's a great number. I think the record is 51 or something like that for it was a defensive tackle, Stephen Paella, from Oregon State.
Oregon State.
Yeah, he's a big, strong dude. But yeah, I mean, Lutovsky is. I was pretty impressed. I didn't realize athletically he would test out that well.
I'd be curious to see, but I just think this is a fascinating draft. I always love this time of year.
The quarterback part makes this really interesting though, because I have no idea what people like. I could see an entire range of results happening here. Like I could totally see, we did the all film thing last week, right? I could totally see somebody sitting there and being like, you know what? I'll take my chances with those 7 games of Ty Simpson that I can figure out that version of him. And I can totally see somebody being like, hey, not in the first round, obviously. Ty Simpson, I do think is going to creep up into the first round. But second day, you're sitting there and you're going like, okay, how many big games has Carson Beck played in? Yeah, I'll figure that out.
Yeah, Nussmeier, Cole Payton, those are guys I'll put ahead of Carson Beck.
That's fine, but like I understand.
And he's old.
I get that. But if you're sitting there in your team and you're like, okay, I don't really want to invest a first-round pick this year. We don't love the options there, but I also don't love the options in my room. This guy's old, can probably start right away, and has played in as many big games as anybody basically ever. Like, I can understand how somebody in the third round talks themselves into that.
Hey, KB, do the Jets go? He might be a Jets fan since he's asking about Kobe. That's tough. I don't know if I could blanket. He's a winner. He's
who?
Carson Beck.
He's won a lot,
but him specifically getting over the hump, I don't know.
I probably wouldn't just lump him in and say win.
Yeah.
I do think he's resilient, which I will give him credit for.
Can you pull it up real quick? I probably should.
On what?
Who has the 30? The Jets go early in the second, right? Are they 33rd, 34th, somewhere around there? I'm just basically going by memory. But if Simpson gets through.
So most people, the reason I said I think Simpson will get into the first round is because most people think somebody will trade into the back end to get the 5th.
If he gets through what?
If he gets through, what do you mean?
What pick?
That somebody will trade
the
back
Steelers?
up for him. So the Jets are 33.
Okay,
yeah, they're the first pick of the second round.
Let's go, DB.
So if
they may be around for that.
Yes.
He may be around for that.
So if you're looking at Steelers at 21 needs a pick, Chargers don't, Eagles don't, the Browns at 24 is an option.
You know that they're starting Deshaun Watson.
I understand. I'm just saying that's an option. That might be a place that you would trade back into also if they are not wanting to draft him there. Bears, no. Bills, no. Niners, no. Texans, no. Chiefs, no. Dolphins at 30 would be a pot. Although they just signed Malik Willis, but that's maybe a possibility.
And the Dolphins have like 12 picks.
Yeah. So
I think that's
they've
the
got
number.
the most picks in the draft. Like they
I think it's 12.
Then Patriots and Seahawks. Maybe the Seahawks. Maybe.
Yeah, McDonald doesn't. No.
Okay.
I mean, maybe they're not gonna move capital.
No, but I mean, if he's sitting there at 32,
I can't see it.
Okay.
Not that organization. I mean,
so really the only picks of are 24 at the Browns and 30 at Dolphins, where you would say maybe he goes in that range. So that seems like a prime spot for somebody to move back into the first round.
You know who's interesting because they just moved off of. They just acquired a wide receiver. They just acquired Wicks.
Mm-hmm.
Green Bay's OC Mannion is now in Philly.
Mm-hmm.
Philly has an expensive old offensive roster.
Yeah.
They need to kind of quietly turn that thing over.
Like they did with the defense a couple years ago.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I would all but guarantee they're moving off of A.J. Brown.
Yes. Yeah.
Especially by June when it gets a little softer.
Seems like he's going to be a Patriot. That seems like whatever.
Right.
Yeah.
So
because Vrabel liked him from Tennessee.
Could the Eagles afford to draft a future starter at quarterback?
In the first round?
No.
Okay. Maybe then. Not in the first round, but maybe.
Because there's only one first round guy.
There's only one first round talent. I do think there will be two.
And even my hot take is I'm not all in on Mendoza.
No, I think people are making a lot of assumptions about him that I don't know are going to be accurate.
Yeah.
I do wonder,
and why would you go to the draft?
So I do wonder about his makeup is probably the wrong word.
I said it from the jump. Could that guy run in NFL?
So that's the thing is he seems really odd. And I don't know if that matters or not. It's not like
usually talent supersedes it, but the minute you get a little if
the ground gets
frenetic
a little shaky,
in there, like then your
personality matters. Yeah. That's part of the reason, that's part of the reason Baker Mayfield keeps the ground beneath his feet gets a little shaky, but people seem to believe in him, right?
Mm-hmm.
He's got that confidence and it seems like who he really is. Fernando Mendoza seems like a guy that you would have I think adults might have a hard time following.
Mm.
And let's not make any mistake about.
Are you a Kubiak guy?
He's fine. I'm not in love with him, but he's fine.
I hate to say this because I don't like Shane, but I can at least see where the Raiders are trying to move.
Sure. Yeah. I mean, I think the Pete Carroll thing at the time, I didn't mind it, but it ended up being misguided. And so now you try to turn that thing over and be a real franchise and see what you can do there. But I look at.
Yeah, Ken, but there's such a thing as being an ambassador.
We have Coach, by the way.
So, I get it. He may not want the dog and pony show, but you got to represent the league.
Yeah. And that's part of being a quarterback too.
And that's what the Shield talks a lot about.
Yeah.
No singular entity greater than the Shield.
Is bigger than the Shield. And that's sort of the job of being the face of a franchise as an NFL quarterback as well. But speaking of the face of the franchise, let's get to our guy, head coach Mark Manning, Nebraska Wrestling. Coach, how we doing this morning?
Hey, doing great. Sorry, I'm not a IT specialist here, but
I'm just glad we get you on video. We run enough of your pressers. We get you live and in action. How are you feeling?
I'm doing well. Doing well. It's interesting month with the transfer portal being open, and yeah, it's different age of college athletics right now, right?
Yeah, that you just threw me a softball, and so shout out Coach Ravel. I got to ask you though, because you just have you've got a quarterback in your household. You're watching high school evolution. You're a college coach navigating the portal. Do you look at how you'd like for your boys to be treated and thought of during the recruiting process when you're doing your job? Like, is there any overlap in your thought process there?
Yeah, great question. I'm experiencing it with Will. Who was a junior this year, and he's got one more year, and he's getting recruited. So I've gone to a number of places with him here in the last couple months, and it's interesting. Talked to some coaches from other schools, that are recruiting well. So it's interesting. What I would love to see is 10 years from now, do a study on where all these high school kids are going to go or end up and how it's going to play out. Right. So I've done this for 40 years, and I look at, say Nebraska football, all these Big Ten schools and SEC schools and ACC, Big 12, the Power 5 conference schools are probably recruiting 10 to 15 high school kids. Normally, you guys remember, recruited 27, 30, right?
Yeah.
Where's those 15 kids on every school not going? Where are they going?
Yeah.
And what's going to be the repercussions in 10 years?
It's
wild to think about.
And kind of to your point, I've got one that's actually in college. So
yes, I see him quite often at the training table.
I pay attention to that. And then I've got one that's picking up some real recruiting momentum as just a sophomore. And I got to tell you, Coach, I'm not objective enough to, when I'm listening to colleges talk to my 10th grader, I immediately think, how stable does your pitch sound? Because I'm kind of geared that way in terms of schools that I like, because I don't want to see them play in a world or function in a world where it's so fluid. But I also have to understand the time period too, which is why I ask you how you negotiate it. Because I imagine you attack the portal the same way you'd want your kids recruited, right?
Absolutely. We, everyone has gaps on their roster, and you're trying to strengthen your team. That's part of our job, right? And no one bats 1,000%. And so, we're just trying to fill a couple spots where we feel that we'll be a stronger team, and we try not to recruit over the top of young men. It's about judgment. Hey, I got a redshirt freshman. Where in 6 months, where's he going to be? We believe in our development. So if you believe in your development, that's what we're here for. Develop them not only physically but mentally, and develop them as a competitor. That's a huge aspect, because they could go somewhere else in 2 years. They're on the podium at the NCAA tournament. And so I think, we just signed another high school young man last week, and we believe in, developing guys 4 or 5 years. So not everyone's in that wavelength in our conference. And we had a Big Ten meeting last Tuesday, and they should do a reality TV show, Big Ten wrestling meeting. But
can I say something? You keep throwing me these 50 core softballs. I don't even I can hit them. You're, as a generality, huge personalities in the wrestling world as coaches, right? You're probably one of the more dialed back. Wholesome isn't the word, but you're just kind of different. So when you're in those rooms and you kind of can come across as an outlier, How do you combat everything else that goes in there? Because I'm not necessarily saying you're one of one in that room, but I could see some stark contrast between you and some other head coaches in those meetings.
It's classic. It's classic. You get 14 wrestling coaches in a room with Tony Batiti, our commissioner, and we're talking tampering and NIL for 3 hours, and very interesting take on who's doing what, and you're looking at people and saying,
it's disingenuous, huh?
Yeah, it's wild, and I'm not one to judge, but I know what people are doing, and so it's it's an interesting time. Even our commissioner had some great advice for us. It's just, listen, there's a lot of tampering going on, and let's dial down the tampering, but we have to get this NIL thing. We got to get this. Everyone understands the revenue share and the house settlement with schools have to pay student athletes $20.5 million, and the price tag will go up a little bit each year for 10 years. But now rosters aren't $20.5 million where it's an even field. Yeah. It's $50 million. It's $40 million.
Yeah.
And in football world. And so, as that guy's, what Tony said, listen, he was, Major League Baseball in charge of Major League, the commissioner for Major League Baseball. And he said, listen, Aaron Judd couldn't go to the Dodgers, next month. And so, but in college athletics right now, we don't have any barriers. And so it's wild, wild west, right?
Can you tell when you listen to Tony Batiti that he understands the revenue sharing from the television aspect of it too? Because his background is in a lot of that. And the Big Ten Conference has a huge platform. It's got its own network. It is a well done from a televised standpoint. Can you see that connection of his background with where he wants to move the sport?
Yeah, for sure. And I think, he really believes in wrestling. He's, we're trying to go to a central location, maybe starting next year, but for sure after 2027, and just build a bigger fan base, a little bit, like College World Series. It's in Omaha. Everyone knows Omaha is the destination. So trying to do that for the Big Ten Wrestling Conference, not rotate it on everyone's campus. And so I think that's a huge step for our sport. And I think he believes in our sport. He sees all the positive aspects, and he understands the popularity of Big Ten wrestling. And they promote it well. There's more and more duels on. Behind football and men's basketball, we're third in viewership.
Mm-hmm.
And so it's really good, and they're trying to make it better, and they're trying to do, the little things that can help us promote our sport better and get more eyeballs on it and just get it out to the viewers.
Coach, you mentioned the wild, wild west of this, and if the sport continues to grow like we're hoping, and then more money gets involved, and it is only going to get wilder at that point until somebody gets their arms around this thing. But as somebody who talks about development and talks about the way you want to go about things, how do you weigh that against the shifting landscape that seems to be more and more discouraging of developmental programs because of how easy it is for guys to jump ship when the next dollar sign comes in or when the bigger program comes in? Like, how do you weigh those two things at the same time to still try and be successful in the moment?
Yeah, you know what? It's why I'm still in the business right now. There's great parents out there that have raised their kids with the right principles, and they want the right thing for their kids. They see, listen, I want a program that has some kind of principles. What are their principles behind their program? Not just about winning. It's about what are they going to do for my son or daughter that is going to prepare them for life. And obviously you want to be really successful when you're here for the 4 or 5 years as a student athlete, but those are big years of growing. I don't know about you guys, but I wasn't even the same guy at 23 that I was at 18.
Oh, 100.
And so, I think that's an important aspect. And I see parents still want that for their young men on the recruiting trail. And then in the portal, we have a young man coming in tonight, and it's his he knows he's not going to get paid as much as there's some schools out there that are offering him, but it's the right place for him. And so it's good.
Oh,
it's really good.
Like that, coach.
Yeah. It's
a handful of guys I want it to be.
That's right.
Some names in the chat that maybe I'm not going to put you on the spot here, Coach.
Yeah,
I do. You bring up kind of the type of character you're looking for and those types of guys. Like where, we talk a lot about non-negotiables, right? Where do you kind of draw your line of like, hey, you have to be at least this level of talent? But if you're also not this type of person,
you're talking about AJ Ferrari.
I'm talking about everybody, but AJ Ferrari is a good example of this. Obviously, a huge talent.
Was a burr in his saddle all year, Coach. This guy's sitting next to me, so I'm glad he's honest enough to, like he. Oh yeah, well you can speak to it.
Well, he seems like a very different personality type than most people within the program. Is that a fair assumption? So, but
very very fair. Yeah.
Right. So like, when you're kind of evaluating these things, and it's really hard in the transfer portal because you get like 15 minutes to know one of these guys, right? It's like, how do you kind of stick to your non-negotiables while still looking around and being like, okay, well, Penn State's going to pay him this, and Iowa's going to pay him this, and I need some guys that can really wrestle, but I also like to run my program a certain way.
Yeah, that's
yeah. AJ's a good example. Actually, last spring, I got a call from after we courted him and stuff. And his mom and dad said, listen, Coach, you guys are the lowest offer, but the best place for AJ. And that's how we got him, because I wasn't going to pay him as much as I was paying Antrell Taylor.
Right.
He was a national champion at one time, and Antrell was, and that's a non-negotiable with me is, listen, I'm going to take care of the guys that are on my team first, and then we'll let it settle in. And we try to explain that to parents and the kids when they come here. And if it's not for them, and then we lose them, and we've lost a bunch of them. So last fall, I lost 12 recruits, finished second place to a couple schools out there that are still offering high school kids a big bag. I'll just say it wild. I can't do that. I would be fired here at the University of Nebraska.
Well,
so it's really frustrating. It's really hard when you see, other people. I'm not judging. I'm just saying this is reality for me.
We talk a lot, Coach, about I do all the time, and I'll take the arrows just because I believe it to be true. But the fan base has a ton of expectations for the university, and they should.
Yep.
But what happens is, from a state philosophy, hardworking, don't give away anything, earn your keep, blue collar. I just think as a state we struggle with the NIL more than most, right? It's Midwestern, it's hardworking. And so there's like this conundrum of, we want to really, really be good, but you better be fiscally savvy too, because that's what this state represents. It's not like you can go to, and I'll just say it for you, a school like in Stillwater where that it's X amount of money coming out. I just don't think that would ever sit well in this state, even though we want to win pretty bad. I just think it's a mental thing that this state represents. That I just don't think that's a line we're willing to cross.
That's a really good point, Damon. It's a fine line to say, well, hey, we're just gonna, it's just win at all cost. And I think athletic departments and obviously our university have to, the people in charge have to say, listen, this is not how we're gonna do it. But I get a lot of emails from people, and people have a lot of opinion in regards to, hey, you did this, you didn't do this, and it's interesting. You hear it, and I always get there's a couple Penn State fans. I get a lot of advice from them after we wrestle them, and it's hilarious what people will say but not put their name down.
Yeah,
and
a lot of people can hit send anonymously.
I got one Penn State fan out there. I gotta, just because he's been on me for 5 years, and he always emails me after the duel and after the Big Tens, and man, he loves me, man. He's gonna. It's interesting to see. It's just like, are you serious? It's college wrestling. It's college sports. It should be fun. And yeah, obviously we want to compete, but he likes to grind me into the ground, boy. So I do agree with the principles of our state. I mean, I think Tony Petiti says he talks to the Texas Tech oil guy a lot.
Yeah.
And I mean, there you go. Do you think Texas Tech, I mean, they're getting $20.5 million, and then I mean, if they need extra $30 million, they got a guy that they get one-stop shop get to go to.
Yeah.
So
I don't have the one-stop shop, and a few other schools do.
Coach, you mentioned, several occasions where, you're in second place and it's just like, well, the dollar amount is just more. But I got to ask, like, I don't know you terribly well, but we've talked several times. I feel like I've gotten a sense for your personality, but I wonder, even if you had the blank check, right? Let's say you had the Texas Tech oil money, and let's say Warren Buffett decides he's a huge wrestling fan. It's just like, whatever you need, Coach.
Yeah.
It seems like you still wouldn't want to win recruiting battles by being the highest bidder. Like, am I mischaracterizing you there, or is that in the
no?
name?
That's probably a good take, and you get what you inspect, not what you expect. And I think someone goes in the portal and they're an All-American, or they're this or that, and they have 1 year left. It's a little bit scary. I probably talked to, I don't know, 7 or 8 guys last year that went in the portal with 1 year. The 1 year thing scares me from the standpoint. Are they in it for the money? Are they in it for, they want to be great? They see, hey, I was 4th in the nation. I can win a national title here. Are they in it for the team concept, or are they in it for themselves? And I think you have to do your research, and when you bring them in, you have to, approach them like that. What's really important to you? And I think you can, that's talent identification. And that's what our job is now, compared to, hey, you have junior day, say it for football, or senior day. Well, I'm not sure how much talent identification is going on there in those junior days. I've experienced with my son, but it's when you get a kid on a visit for in the transfer portal, I shoot them straight, and usually that young man's going to tell me, somewhere in the midst of 48 hours, he's going to kind of expose what he's all about.
Coach, how are you? So we see this in college. It's funny too, just hearing you say that on a side note, like philosophically, about just because you can doesn't mean you will. Yeah. And I get it why you guys get along so well. Same as Coach Weber, but Coach Rule is a lot like that too, where when he talks finances, yeah, he'd love to have the ability to just be at the table, but that certainly doesn't mean that he wants to scratch off that check just because too. Like that's interesting how that athletic department shares some similarities in that.
Yeah, I think it's really important that, the guys that transfer, they get along with your team, and our team tells us a lot.
Yeah.
And so we built up where there's enough trust us with them. They tell us, listen, I hung out with this guy last night. Coach, I'm not quite sure he'll fit in here.
Yeah.
Our guys are so honest, and that's what I love about coaching our team, and the culture we've developed is there's loyalty on both ends. And Antrell Taylor is not going to leave this place because he believes in Nebraska. He believes in the place that he's in. It's not always greener going somewhere else.
How, Coach, if you could have a magic pool of set aside dollars, just where it's just like it's going to be for blank.
Yeah. How
much of that would you have for like international recruiting?
Man. Yeah, I've looked into it the last couple of years, just from the standpoint that I think Penn State's got a World Olympic champion guy that they were going to bring out this year, but I'm not sure if he's redshirting and but there's a lot of value there from the standpoint that I've been over to Russia a lot of times, and so whether it's Azerbaijan or Ukraine or Russia itself, there's a lot of great wrestlers over there, and would they want a college education? There's some obstacles to go through, getting them over here and getting them eligible and stuff. But yeah, that's a great point. I've explored it the last couple of years, just trying to do it a different way and trying to create the best team I can.
Coach, you mentioned a little bit ago kind of the loyalty of the program and how it's a two-way street between the players and the program itself. When you're looking in the transfer portal, you kind of said, I don't love the one-year guys. And how does that loyalty manifest itself in your decision-making process in the portal? Because a lot of times, you're talking about like maybe recruiting over a guy or, trying to bring someone in. You're like, I'm not sure if this guy's ready. How do you kind of weigh that when you're trying to be loyal to them and give them the opportunities to become developed versus, hey, I got to also win right now with a guy that maybe is a little bit further down this road?
Yeah, we talked to our guys about it, and it's like a few weeks ago we had a team meeting, and I just told our guys, hey, we're going to bring in a few guys, and everyone kind of knew where we need a little help, and so we had a young man that we thought, hey, he'll be here, he's going to be a 184 pounder, and he decided to go somewhere else. He doesn't think he's a 184 pounder. But the whole year and last recruiting year, we counted on it.
Yeah.
So it goes both ways.
Sure.
And so Christopher Mentos, our guy there. So it's a fine balance. You just we recruited Chance Lamer. Right? Here's a guy fourth in the nation. Okay. And he had 1 year. Well, we had recruited him out of the gate. I've known his mom and dad for 35 years. His dad was a Division II national champ at South Dakota State. His mom was a 4-time cross country All-American at South Dakota State. So I've known them for a long time. We recruited him, and he went to Michigan out of the gate, out of high school. He didn't like it. He went to Cal Poly 1 year, and then he came back to us. So, we had some history there with him, and we knew him. So we knew what he'd be like, and he fit in well with the team. And he had a great season. He had some ups and downs, but at the end of the day, he showed what he was all about, and it was great.
One of the greatest things about the sport wrestling coach is the individual mano-a-mano aspect of it. I get the team component, the scoring, the wrestlebacks, all of it, but at the end of the day, it's me and you. A lot different than hoops or baseball or football. Yep. So I'm just curious. You'll hear a lot of the fan base say, well, we've got to be able to beat the Ohio States or the Indianas or, Coach Hoiberg, how are you going to match up with Michigan? I'm just curious. You see guys, these great talents, right? Like Jax Force and some of these guys that are sitting at a weight.
Yep.
How does it work with you though? Do you say, hey, listen, we've got to be able to do this at 133 or we've got to be able to do this at 65? Yep. Like, can you be that finite in terms of an isolated goal, or do you have to think in its totality?
Yeah, that's great, Damon. That's how I used to, when I was younger, think like that. I used to, hey, we have to do this at 133. We can only give up this, or hey, just don't go out there and get pinned. I've never said to that guy, but my staff, hey, we gotta stay off our back here.
Yeah.
And I don't coach like that anymore. I'm more like, listen, I've seen crazy things happen, and is it miracle on ice all the time? No, but you have to go out, and it's about them as a competitor. What's their best? What's their best version of themselves, right? That's what I have to be happy with. Get the most out of my guy, not worry about the kid they're wrestling. Listen, how do I know that his girlfriend might have broke up with him last night? I'll tell you a funny story. Is Jordan Burroughs' his senior year.
Yeah.
We go to the Big 12, and he's in the finals, and he's down with like 40 seconds left in the match. He's getting beat by one of their assistant coaches, not Caldwell, from Oklahoma State. And he's getting beat. I guess Caldwell wrestled he was at OU at the time. But and he was getting beat, and I knew something, the whole match didn't seem like Jordan was into it. And there was like 40 seconds left. Jordan reverses the guy, puts him on his back, and rest is here. So he walks off the mat, and he's crying. And I'm thinking, wow, that's unusual for JB. And as he sat down, he says, yeah, my girlfriend, I won't say her name, she was on the track team at the time, broke up with me last night, and they called and broke up. And, oh man, I'm devastated. And
Coach, that is so real. Like, if we brought like Coach Callahan back, or some of these coaches that were coming from other backgrounds, and they would tell you, if we could have just managed the players' personal lives better for like what they bring to the table, it could be different. Because we've all been through that, right?
Yeah.
And it's so in the moment, and you're kind of moody, and like that's part of it.
Yes. And you don't, that's why it's really important. That was a great lesson for me to say, man, I got to make sure I know how this guy's approaching the match the right way, because he might have something, going on in the background that's really going to affect him. And so it was a great lesson. Then obviously 2 weeks later, he went on and he major decision, the same guy in the national finals. And he was freed up, and then he met his future wife there. So
that helps.
Yeah, right. I get it.
God had a plan.
Last one from me, Coach. You got me. I can't get off of what it would be like to be in the Big Ten coaches meetings for wrestling. Just the personalities alone, right? Wow. And you got Petiti in there, so I'm focusing on that. Then I think nationally, what's going on between some of these powers, like in Stillwater and Happy Valley, and their personality types. Is it good for the sport from a visibility and kind of growing the casual fans that you're starting to get some of these rivalries, really, for lack of a better term, where guys genuinely don't seem to get along? Is that like good? Do you like that aspect for the sport?
I think it's a great storyline. I think it's really good. Overall for our sport, you see, I think there was a number of schools in the Big Ten that did not have one All-American. So I worry about the haves and the have-nots. I mean, we were blessed. We had 7 All-Americans. Really, Silas Allred doesn't break his ankle, he's going to be an All-American. And it's tough to have one sometimes.
Yeah.
And so I worry about, I think out of the 80 All-Americans, 6 schools had 40 of them. 6 schools had 40 All-Americans. So is the upper echelon of wrestling just, taken off, and all the smaller schools are going to get left behind? So it's a little bit of, it's a little sad. There's 80 some programs out there, and to see, say, Davidson or Ryder or whatever. Cornell had a tough NCAA tournament.
I'm a little worried about that longevity given their historical dominance.
Yeah, and overall for the sport, the storylines, I think it's just getting better. Obviously Oklahoma State has really invested in wrestling, and Chad Richardson, understands the sport. He was a wrestler before, and he runs Paycom, and
that's big.
He's putting his money where his mouth is. I mean, he's the CEO of Paycom. I mean, Victor Hovland wearing Paycom, Ricky Fowler wearing Paycom. They're not doing that for nothing. And that's great. We need more of that, but there's just not as many guys out there that are investing in our sport like we need to around the country. We need to be careful that it's not just 4, 5, 6 schools and then everyone else, because to have an All-American, it's tough to get a guy in the podium. And so there's a number of schools in the Big Ten that did not have one All-American. And so, man, I'd be crushed. I'd walk out of there. So it's tough going, and is the school going to recognize, listen, I'm going to get behind you, or we don't need it any longer,
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
That is Coach Manning.
Fantastic.
Husker Wrestling. Great stuff as always, Coach. We love talking to you. We appreciate the time, and I'm sure we will catch up again soon.
About as authentic as it gets, Coach. It's always a treat.
All right. Appreciate you guys. You guys do a great job. Go Huskers.
Thank you, Coach.
Thank you.
He's awesome.
Mark Manning, your Nebraska head coach.
How
wrestling.
about how candid he is?
I appreciate that, because I know I can ask him anything and he's not going to look at me sideways.
Yeah.
Like, there's not a lot of coaches I could ask that AJ Ferrari question to.
Yeah.
Right? Like, in a similar circumstance.
Yeah.
Like, listen, I love Fred Hoiberg, obviously, like, great coach, good dude. I think a pretty reasonable personality. He would have danced, like, if I asked him a question about, like, who was the
Cam Mack?
No, I was thinking Alonzo Verge from Arizona State.
Oh, yeah, good one.
Or Teddy Allen. One of those two guys.
Teddy Bucket.
Like,
that was my dude.
Not the tall dude from Washington. Braxton Mia.
Oh, Mia?
Like, he's dancing around those questions, right?
Dude, you think Mia's back is still hurt?
Probably. Because Verge and Teddy, like, although it didn't like work out, they still played.
Yeah.
No, it's not about playing or not playing. It's about personality fits on what you're trying to accomplish.
Yeah, what you were willing to do versus how you really want to.
For a talent level. Basically the exact same question asked about AJ Ferrari. Like, what are you willing to compromise for a certain level of talent? And what are you willing to put up with for a certain level of talent? And I think if you gave Fred Hoiberg some truth serum, he'd say some things like, yeah, Teddy Allen and Alonzo Verge, maybe not Cam Mack, maybe not the best personality fits for what I was trying to do at the time, but they were the best talent we could get at the time, right? But if we have him on here, he's probably dancing around those questions. You know what I mean? So, like, I appreciate the fact that I can ask that to Coach Manning. And, you know, I don't know, there might be another coach that would be honest with me like that.
You're going to get one. Not even going to tease it.
Got some questions that, you know, there's.
You know who else is like that?
Who's that?
Coach Bolt.
Yeah, I bet Coach Bolt would tell me the truth.
Coach Bolt.
I mean, his players certainly did. We had some cancers on the team last year.
Yeah, Coach Bolt will shoot you
Oh,
straight.
okay.
Oh, yeah. I should have asked him, like, is he a free or a folk style guy?
Yeah.
Yeah, I always wonder, like
what? Just what's his preferences?
Preference style. But
Yeah.
I mean, that's a technical question.
Yeah, I mean, you can get nerdy with him if you want to.
Oh, blame me, I want to. I love the whole having your kids go through recruiting versus being a guy that does the recruiting is absolutely a fascinating dynamic. Yeah. I find myself subconsciously being drawn to things.
Does it change what you think you want?
Yes.
What is it? What's something that you've been drawn to that you didn't expect, or that you wouldn't have been before?
So immediately, like, I'll just give you the latest
with
Ames or East Lansing,
okay,
SDSU, where immediately in my head, I'm like, oh, this is a place where I could see consistency. Normally, would I gravitate towards consistency? Probably not.
That was your stability thing.
I would be thinking more. I would be thinking about other things. But now, with as fluid as things are, I tend to lean towards stability. But that's not always going to represent the bottom line, my desired outcome either, which is I sure would like for you guys to win too.
That's
right. Would I be willing to overlook whether I think you could win at a good enough level versus, I think you'd be emotionally invested long enough to where I could say, here, take them.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's hard. Like he talked about Will, being recruited, and you ask those questions in the similar vein of how he'd probably be attacking the portal. Or do you?
Yeah. Well, so that's the question, right?
Right. Or do you?
Like, I sit here and I go, okay, because what you brought up is basically the crux of all these questions. What are you willing to trade in terms of high-end results for stability and consistency? Or, and here's the thing that I hope is true long-term, but I don't know if we're willing to sit through it short-term, is that long-term stability and consistency will lead to the high-level winning that we want, regardless of whether it's football, wrestling, whatever.
Sadie, I agree too, by the way.
Yes, that's totally fair. He says AJ helped more than Hurt.
I absolutely agree.
This season was the best. He was the best.
And he was hard for me to cheer for.
I don't feel like Manning gave up much to bring him in. I would be interested to see how everyone reacted around him. Because, like, Coach Manning just admitted he's a very different personality type than what they usually bring in.
And the person that would probably have the best idea, because she interviewed the most wrestlers, would be Jess.
Yeah. It's just interesting. Like, I agree with Jay, like, was by far the best heavyweight on the team this year. Like, I understand that.
She was, could get to the nitty-gritty.
And I have no idea, like, whether the season results change or not if you add or subtract. Like, I don't know, right? I have no idea how that looks. But I do think it would be really interesting to see what the season was like for everybody else. Like, I think that's an interesting dynamic when you bring in someone that is so different than everyone else. Like him, hate him, whatever, he's a very different personality type than everybody else in that room. And then almost everybody else that Coach Manning brings in. So that's the interesting part to me.
You know me, I'm a little bit of we're opposites in that regard. I I would say I thought the juice was worth the squeeze.
Sure. And I'm not saying it's not. I'm just curious about the dynamics.
Yeah.
That's the part that's fascinating to me because whether, I think Coach Manning sort of brought up when talking to AJ's parents, right? They go, hey, this is the best place for AJ, even if it's not the biggest dollar amount. In fact, it was the lowest dollar amount, right?
He's got some studs that he's got on. He's got some guys coming that and they got a chance to reload.
And I think it's interesting because your coach did a lot of this too, of like taking guys. It's like, hey, I think this place is good for them as much as I think they're good for this place.
Yeah.
Right. That was a big TL thing.
Yeah.
Right. Wants to give people opportunities, wants to give them chances that they may not have or second chances that other people wouldn't give them. So that's an interesting part of this dynamic too, is because I got that vibe from Coach Manning while he was talking about it today is, hey, I think this place is going to be good for AJ. And maybe it was, I have no idea. Right. But the dynamics of that and the dynamics of, and listen, when I say compromise, that's not always a negative thing.
Yeah, I know.
Right. Like your standard is what it is, but you have to be selective about like, hey, I think I can compromise here. And I think the rest of the strength around that will even that out and it'll be a net positive for us. Like not all compromise is this, tragic, whatever. And I think that's the really interesting thing part about the AJ Ferrari part of this. I think that's the interesting part about the Dylan Raiola situation as well.
Do you look at the AJ Ferrari thing and the micro, comparing it exactly to like how, let's say, who's my guy, Ziola, would function?
Yeah.
Or like that specific?
Yeah, I think both. I think both are really interesting.
Yeah. It's just interesting because, and I know they're competitive when AJ had put something out on Twitter and, Cade immediately was like, hey, man, let's run it.
Sure.
AJ didn't put it out. It was somebody else. And Cade responded like, all right, man, let's see where we're at this year. Like, so I think he was, and that was before he announced he was leaving.
Yeah.
That was just like, hey, I'm competitive. You're competitive. Let's go get it.
Sure. And I think that's a good mindset.
A lot of that is just Ziola, but
right. But the question,
some of that is the culture.
Yeah. I think a lot of that's like Cade is a guy that from what you've told me about him, because obviously I don't know him, and what I've come to learn about the culture, about the wrestling program from talking to Coach Manning as many times as we have, is it seems like that's a very natural fit.
Yeah.
Right. And so when you've got a high level talent like Cade and a guy that seems to fit
uber
really
competitive
naturally into their culture in general, you're like, oh, that's a no brainer. The ones that are interesting to me are the ones that aren't no brainers. The ones that are like, hey, I'm an incredible culture guy. Maybe my talent level's not where we want it. Or, hey, I'm an incredible talent, but the personality is way different than anything else we have on the team. Good, bad, or indifferent, just out like an outlier, right? Those are the ones that are interesting to me because the no-brainers are like they're no-brainers, right? Like it's an easy decision.
Well, I mean, you talk about it a lot. We talk about it a lot in other sports, though, right? The compromising at the quarterback spot or the guard play or the backcourt or who we.
Yeah.
It's not. This isn't the first time.
I mean, I think we saw it. I think we saw it a bunch with Creighton this year. I think you look at that and you go, and I don't think any of those guys are bad dudes. They all seem to get along great. Coach Mack seemed to love this team. And I think they still compromised with stylistic or personality in terms.
It's why you want to know if Coach Rule would, if he had it to do over again, would he?
Yeah, would he recruit Dylan Raiola?
I think that one is too easy, but I get what you're saying because you're not gonna say no to Dylan. I don't think.
Well, that's what I said is it's an impossible no. You cannot say no in that situation, especially considering what his last name is. But if like all things being equal, you look back, you know what you know now.
I get the question.
And you go, hey, was that detrimental is probably too aggressive, but did that slow the progress of what you were trying to do because you felt like you had to take this guy?
I've seen firsthand too, especially in our running back room, where we knew some things were going to be at play, but the room could offset it and the culture could too.
Yeah. That's the fascinating thing about Raiola, though. He probably came in before the culture was set.
Yeah.
Right? So year two, that's a little bit different circumstances than maybe 5 years from now.
Right.
Let's take a quick break. We're going to talk to Ben McLAUGHLIN, a little Husker baseball coming up next. That's DB. I'm Ravi Lulla. It's Hurrdat Sports Live.
I think a lot of it is in the gym, giving these players as many opportunities as you can as a coach, and making sure they know that you trust them. And then, of course, the relationship building piece is really important. And just being here for a year, I think that's grown a lot, in 12 months that I've been here. So, I can coach them, I think, a little more appropriately. I know our player styles a little bit more. So I think that showed, especially for some of those players that didn't have that many opportunities last year. Yeah, I think springs are so important, and in development and relationship building and confidence, and kind of setting the stage going into the fall. And you get all that training, you need to have a short break, and then our players kind of know what to do in the summer and how they want to go about open gym. So the spring's always really important. It's also really fun. There's less pressure, and you really just focus on getting better each day and building relationships, and the team, building some team culture. Every team's different, so it's really good to get a head start on that starting in January with our entire team being here.
Early in the season, we were giving up some pretty big leads. And I think partway through the season, you kind of get this moment of, it's happening again. And I think to know that we're not falling into that trap mentally, I think is huge. We knew this was going to be a really tough game. I think the 3-0 doesn't show how much of a battle it is out there. So, I think I'm really happy with our ability to not let them string huge runs together against us to close the gap on the leads that we created. In the first, I thought it happened a little bit, and it started because we then started to miss our targets, and then we were getting some service errors, and that you could tell we were losing a little bit of focus at the end of the first set. So it was nice to see us be a lot cleaner with that in the second and third.
Welcome to Hurrdat Sports Live.
Welcome back, Hurrdat Sports Live, presented by Next Gen Male Medical. That's DB. I'm Ravi Lulla here at Hurrdat Sports HQ. We are joined now by Ben McLAUGHLIn from the Husker Radio Network. Talk a little Husker baseball. Ben, how are we doing this morning?
Doing great, guys. Can you hear me all right?
Yep, we can hear you just fine. I have a question, and I know you're going to shoot me straight.
Hit me.
When Shane reached out to you, did he give you the full context of being last minute?
If any chance is a quote unquote being last minute, then yes.
Okay.
I kind of figured Because normally I get like a 72-hour warning. And we were in the middle of a 2-year-old temper tantrum when I got that text. So I wasn't sure it was in the cards today, but we got everyone where they needed to be, and now we're just cruising the streets of I-80.
What was wrong? What was wrong with our little buddy?
I didn't put Cheerios in the green cup. I put them in the pink cup, and that was a big no-no.
Well, I mean, that's totally on you, man. What are you doing?
Which begs another question. Why pink?
It was the first one I grabbed. It was dark in the kitchen. I didn't know it was pink until we turned the light on. But hey, lesson learned. But Damon, you know the way kids are. He's gonna want the pink one next time. You just never know.
Hey, but what about the pink one? You're gonna be like, look, man, come on, B. I'm gonna need you to work with me here.
You have to learn how to ask the questions before they go in. Do you want the banana sliced or do you want to peel it? Do you want it in half or do you want it whole? Right? These are all important questions that you have to learn how to preemptively ask to avoid the meltdowns. And I dropped the ball on that this morning.
Does Kennedy just sit back and watch you two, the interaction, and chuckle to herself?
She's kind of like me on the road, just like, Dad, Bo's crying. Like, I know that, like, very matter of fact, just keeps me in line.
Like you want to say, you don't say, but then you realize after talking to her, her delivery is exactly like yours, so you have to be careful.
That's just it. It's the looks and the tone. I'm like, now I know how Damon feels. I get it now.
At least she comes by it honestly,
Dude, she is a riot. Okay. All right, B. So you're right. We usually do give you a lot of warning, but I am captivated with is something genuinely brewing between these two programs, and what was the catalyst for such short tempers? Or maybe it's Nebraska, because I watched the chirping between Nebraska and Kansas last week, and I'm just like, is this Nebraska team kind of edgy, or like what? Set the scene for me.
Yeah, so I was kind of trying to figure that out too. But Kansas has always kind of had this under Coach Fitzgerald. Like, things were chippy last year between these two. And I would have said maybe some of this is our guys, right? Like, you think about some of the personalities on this team, maybe some of it was, but then you watch it, how Kansas finished their series sweep of UCF at home, and the behavior that was happening at Hoagland after the sweep, where they were basically getting ready to go fisticuffs with the entire UCF dugout after the final out was made, and they were doing the rockin' the baby signals over to their dugout and the hat tips. So things got chippy for Kansas and Lawrence this weekend as well. But for Nebraska this weekend with Oregon, it got started right away. I mean, Mac Moyer is as subdued and composed of a dude as there is. Now, he was fiery, to say the least, this weekend, going against the team that cut him his sophomore year. He had some edge about him, which I love to see. And things really started after his home run that he hit on Friday, and then just really escalated from there. Saturday was the day I thought was the day that things were going to spill over the edge. The way that Oregon's pitchers were acting after every out, essentially. And it kind of got started when Overbeek hit that line drive to their pitcher at 107 off the bat that took his glove off his hand.
Yeah.
And then he got in Overbeek's face, which I would never do. Looking at Joshua Overbeek, that's probably not the guy I would pick out of the lineup to chest up with. But then, after Nebraska tagged that kid for 8 hits, 6 runs in the inning, things got quiet and settled down. Now, yesterday was interesting because when the coaches were meeting at home plate, there was a very spirited conversation going on between Mark Wazakowski and Will Bolt. And then finally, you could see the umpires were trying to get some type of order at home plate.
Interesting.
And And so I was wondering, certainly the previous few days had to have been brought up. Maybe there was some pregame warnings that were issued. And really, if for those that listen to the broadcast, something I pointed out, if the first 6 innings were relatively subdued, like you could feel the tensity in the ballpark, like the tension was palpable, but nothing was really directed towards each other's dugouts. The issue was when Rhett Stokes had that play at second, and then then the dam just broke, right? I mean, the aggressive slide into second, and I give Rhett Stokes a ton of credit. Where, I just mentioned Joshua Overbeek a minute ago. Rhett Stokes is probably the first guy you want to pick on just because of his size.
He's definitely the smallest.
And he was like 1v27 out there at second base, going chest to chest with Cooney, their second baseman, and then the whole Oregon dugout runs out onto the field. He was on an island by himself because there was nobody else out there. Huskers stayed in their dugout like you're supposed to. But they finally got it all separated, and things were very, very intense this weekend. There's no question.
You've seen it before. You've seen guys get hit with pitches. You've seen guys handle guys coming inside on them. Is there anything that sets a player off more than an aggressive bad slide? It's like you can deal with the other stuff, but the minute you come in late and hard, it's like the switch gets flipped. 99 mile an hour at my head. Okay, I understand. I'm a little sarcastic. Low, late, and hard. It's like, yep, it's on and popping.
Yeah, and I think all of the prior Tinder and Sparks kind of started that fire as well, right? I mean, I feel like both teams were kind of looking for a reason to throw gloves, and that certainly was that with Stokes. I loved it in the 9th inning when he came to the plate, and the entire ballpark was booing him, much like Mojo Hagee in 21 in Fayetteville. And Stokes doubled into second, and got the tying run to the plate there in the 9th inning. I felt so good for Stokes for having that. But I loved. These are postseason atmospheres and postseason feels that Nebraska was in all week. And you better not be backing down from that moment if you're trying to reach your goals.
Ben, did you get a good sense or an explanation or anything on why we didn't see the discipline you typically would in that situation?
So from what I understand, there is a rule in place, which we read on the air, that and this is the case for all sports, if you come off of the dugout or the bullpen or from off the playing surface onto the playing surface, it should be an automatic ejection and a 1-game suspension. The explanation we were given yesterday from the umpires was, as long as they don't show malicious intent to escalate the situation, it's umpire discretion. That's what the explanation we were given. Whether that's true or not, I don't know. But I think in real time, I recalled the game with Georgia and Mississippi State. I think it was in 2024. That part I'm going to need to be double checked on. But Georgia, or Mississippi State rather, had like 7 guys ejected from the game for coming out of the dugout in a dust-up. So there's definitely some gray area on protocols when that happens. The biggest one would have been Oregon's DH, who just killed Nebraska pitching all weekend.
Yes, he did.
Came out onto the field. Granted, he struck out in his only appearance after the dust-up, so it didn't end up mattering too much. But it would certainly be nice to have some clarification on the rule, just in case something like this were to happen again.
B, let me ask you something, and I'll get to the series in its totality. But I've been one of these guys that's been hyping up Will Sanford, I don't know, for the last month and a half or so as a guy, especially, hits per 9, and he's got some gaudy stats, and I get the Sunday thing, but where would you have put him? Where do you put him in their totality of what you saw from their arms this weekend versus other teams in the country at the top half?
Yeah, I mean, think of the elite arms that Nebraska's seen this year, he's certainly in that breath. I mean, Marciano at Auburn. There's some other guys that we've seen that have pretty electric stuff. And the thing about him is, if you were to just like look at things like velocity or spin rate, things like that, you go, yeah, that's good stuff, but it's not even Yasa like in terms of velocity. The thing that makes him really, really difficult, and we got a great look at him from our picnic table that we sat at behind home plate all weekend.
I know you like that. We're going to get to that later.
The only benefit of that is you get a really good look at pitcher's stuff, and the ride on his fastball is elite. I mean, it almost looks like a wiffle ball, like it's rising coming to the plate. And so velocity certainly there. He was 93 to 95 most of the game, but the ride on the fastball makes him really difficult, because then you sprinkle in the off-speed stuff, which he's able to locate. The thing that impressed me the most was in his last 5 starts before Nebraska, he walked 3 or more guys in all those starts. He didn't fall behind more than 3 Huskers the entire day.
And only had one walk.
Yeah, and so when you get a guy like that with a fastball like that, and you're in, I think the number was 62% of Nebraska's at bats on Friday they hit with 2 strikes. That's a recipe for disaster against a guy like that. And unfortunately, that's where you see the 12 strikeouts come in.
I got a question though, because I want to stay with the strikeouts thing, especially at this stage of the season. But it was poor on Friday, especially when you factor in the bases on the walks too from your own staff. How much of this are we just going to have to accept from a swinging and missing standpoint, and how much of it do you think Coach Bolt wants to address next time out? Uh-oh.
We lose him?
Got awful quiet.
We lost our background noise, our little.
Shane, hit him up.
Okay.
You'll have time to think about that answer. Because, I mean, there's a ton of swinging and missing. I mean, a ton.
Yeah, I mean, you brought up the thing I wanted to ask him about next, which was, I think 7 walks on Friday, 5 on Saturday when they won, and then 6 on Sunday. Like, we're giving out a lot of free passes.
Yeah.
It's probably not going to be beneficial long term.
You just freebies, right?
Yeah. It's the thing I've been kind of on them about. They got a little better for a while there with the
and the strikeouts. You're not even making productive outs. So
yeah,
like that's the other thing. And the games are so tightly contested.
Yeah, where if you can get a couple of those where you're making some contact, moving a guy over, and that can go a long way in 2 1-run losses.
This is a big. SC is going to be big.
Yeah, I mean, we talked to Kendall last week, and he goes, "Hey, you probably got to get 2 out of 3 in both of these to be legitimately looking at hosting." Obviously, they lost 2 out of 3 to Oregon, so you're looking at absolutely needing 2 out of 3 now.
Yeah. Hey, you there, buddy?
I'm here. Sorry about that. I got a phone call, and I think it kicked me off.
That's all right. It happens to the best of us, and I'm not even a good one. So talk to me about the free passes versus the swinging and missing.
Yeah, so what I was saying to myself apparently was the thing that you really saw Nebraska change from Friday to Saturday was their aggressiveness early in the count. The first trip through against Clark, they were behind and counted again 0-1, 0-2, 1-2. And then the adjustment they made the second time through where they really started to pound him was they were swinging early in the count. And that's what I think the goal was. Now, they tried that approach again against Scolari on Sunday, and you saw him kind of cruise through his 4 innings or 3 2/3 before the shoulder started bugging him. But Oregon's a good staff, man. I mean, every single one of the guys that they brought out there was mid-90s with movement. And so, that's the type of staff that you're going to see certainly this weekend with USC, if not even better arms this weekend, but definitely in a regional as well. So, whatever lessons they learn this weekend, they better carry with them the rest of the year.
Are you a big productive outs guy in terms of how Nebraska wants to play, or are you willing to live with some of that with the ability to stay out of the potential double play? Are you analytics guy like that?
I I am very much a in the moment type when it comes to that. And I'll give you a perfect example. So Bradley, who I thought was maybe the most disgusting stuff I've ever seen in person in terms of movement for Oregon. They're a kind of high leverage guy. I think it was in the 6th inning when Buck reached on the air, a 2-base error, and you knew it was going to be really hard to get a base hit on this guy to get that run home, right? And so I thought maybe Nebraska would try to bunt Mike and Miller and get Jet Buck over to second base. They elected to let him try to hit, and I'm telling you, that stuff was just filthy. I was seeing 27 inches of horizontal break on the TrackMan. That's elite movement. Pitches starting behind hitters and ending up on the outside corner. Like, it's just not stuff you see a ton.
What did you say again? 20 what?
27 inches of horizontal movement, basically moving 2 feet, like throwing a frisbee up there.
That's a lot for how hard he was throwing.
I'm telling you, and to be behind home plate to see it, I was like, oh God, like that, like it's, and the changeup would just disappear. It wasn't just one pitch. It's a lot of like how Paul Skeens is so effective. He just tunnels his pitches so well.
Of putting, right? And he's still getting 27 inches?
Yes. I mean, it was incredible. So I thought maybe against a guy like that, you might, but how do you bump that? You know, like that's, it's just, there's a lot that goes into that. But to answer your question,
you put fingers on trying to bunt. I'm serious. It's all of a sudden rising. It's not the high to low. It's the fact that it's all of a sudden in on your hands and you're trying to bunt that thing.
Yeah, nothing's straight, right? I mean, it's not as easy as it used to be to just get a bunt down. It's tough, and it's a decision and a commitment that you have to make.
Ben, what's your level of concern with some of the starters for Nebraska? Obviously, you know, we've talked about the walks a little bit, and that's starting to creep back up. And then there's also, I think partially because of the walks, those pitch counts are creeping up. You're not getting a lot of distance out of those starters either. Like going into SC and kind of as we look at regionals moving forward, like what's your level of concern there that Nebraska, A, is giving out so many free passes, and B, like starters are having a hard time getting into 6?
Yeah, I mean, I would say if I'm being fully transparent, my concern lies more on Fridays than it does Saturdays. I think we've really seen Ty struggle bulldogging his way through starts, and the concerning thing to me, it's not the same issue every start. If it's just the command, or if it's just him getting hit, or if it's just him in cold weather, whatever the situation might be, it seems to always be something new or different. Which, how do you predict that as a pitching coach? You know, like you can see something completely different in your bullpens or your preparation, but when it's something new every week, it makes it hard, and that needs to be the role that you're the most confident in to go set the tone. And here's the issue: is if your Friday starter's only getting you 3 2/3 or 4 innings, you're not exactly putting your bullpen in the best spot for the rest of the weekend when you're going to need those high leverage arms against really good teams. And so Yasa has been brilliant in Big Ten play. He's pitching to a sub-2 ERA. I really think there were a couple of things that were working against him Saturday, and he wasn't at his best Saturday, but he probably could have gone into the fifth. But I think the way that Nebraska came back in that game, you were certainly going to go to the bullpen and let those guys try to ride out a win, which you were able to do. But you better believe this coaching staff is evaluating what's happening every start. Just because you've been a Friday night starter the entire season doesn't mean you're going to be sharpied into that role for the rest of the season. It's starting to get nut cutting time, you know, the rest of the year, and you're playing for hosting potential and seeding and all that good stuff and RPI points. You've got to put yourself in a position to win games every single time. And if you're only getting 4 innings from your Friday night starter consistently, that needs to be evaluated.
B-Mac, you know the saying goes as a baseball guy, the first out is typically the toughest. That does not seem to be the case for this team. It seems like getting the last out has been the toughest, having damage done with 2 outs. Is it becoming a thing, or are you looking at it as more situationally?
No, it's becoming a thing. And honestly, it's always been a thing with Ty. I mean, going back to his freshman year, I mean, him getting 2 outs in an inning and then, maybe you get a 2-out walk and a bloop or a double, and now all of a sudden you're dealing with second and third, and you got to go execute a pitch to get off the field. Nebraska had that happen a lot against Oregon, some 2-out nightmares, and that ended up being the difference in the game yesterday. They were able to make some good pitches to get themselves off the field, in some tense situations, but that's not a good way to make a living. You've got to find a way to get that third out, and a lot of times, with the way Nebraska's offense works, you just had Oregon on the ropes maybe in the inning prior. And so the goal is to get back to the dugout as fast as possible. But when those innings get extended a little bit, it kind of sucks your offensive momentum away as well.
And as with the way the Oregon series went, obviously that was one of 2 incredibly important series for Nebraska. The next one coming up against USC. How much does the results of that Oregon series change the emphasis of USC, or does it at all? Is it one of those that we're going to have to get anyway?
Talking about what Kendall said?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
I mean, from a hosting perspective, the only way to get back into that conversation is to at least win the series. I mean, USC is coming into your house with an RPI of 7. I mean, that is by far the best opportunity to make ground there. The good news is the Sunday loss, I don't think, moved Nebraska at all. The problem is if you would have found a way to squeak that one out, you're up another 5 to 6 points, which is going to be huge at this point in the year. But in terms of a season perspective, like the way the coaches are probably phrasing this to the team, you had 3 games this weekend, or I guess technically all 4 games this weekend, come down to the last pitch. Yeah. I mean, it wasn't like Nebraska was outmatched or outmanned or didn't belong on the same field. In game 1, Nebraska had the tying and go-ahead runs at scoring position. In game 2, Oregon had the tying run at the plate. Yesterday, Nebraska had the tying run at third, and they hit 2 piss rods right at Oregon defenders to end the games. So, I think with how the finals scores have happened, no, they didn't do themselves any favor in the hosting conversation, but Nebraska's in a situation where they're more than competitive with a lot of nationally ranked teams, and these guys believe that they can win. They just need to start, coming through with some big hits in those situations, and a lot of that's baseball. Sometimes you're going to get the big hit, and sometimes you're not. That's the difference between winning and losing games. A lot of times is 1 and 2 pitches.
Let me ask you something. It's a precarious spot tomorrow with Creighton in the midweek, right before the big series with SC, but you are coming off a way in which you felt like you left a little meat on the bone in Eugene. Do you like the spot coming back to Hawks for this midweek?
Yeah, I hope so, and I hope the fans recognize, kind of what's at stake, not just against Creighton, but this week. Weather's going to be nice tomorrow. It's the only time you get Creighton at home. It's right before a huge series. This is an opportunity for Husker fans to get behind the team and show up to Hawks Field and make it a hostile environment for the other guys. But I think this team's going to be really hungry. It was a really quiet, long flight home yesterday from Eugene, and I know these guys are pissed off with how this game finished. They really wanted that one on Sunday, but it's baseball. You can't sulk in your sorrows. This game apologizes to nobody. You got to get ready to lace up the spikes and get after it again tomorrow, because the team coming in that other dugout doesn't like you very much, just like all the other teams that they've played in recent weeks. And then they know what's ahead of them with USC. So yeah, you're disappointed with Oregon, but I think I even put a tweet out. The show goes on. I mean, the season didn't end yesterday. You've got to keep bringing that noise and competing, or these other teams aren't going to feel sorry for you.
Did you get a chance? I'm big on the mood on those traveling too, so it's good to see that you pay just as close attention as a weirdo like me. Did you get a chance to watch much of golf?
The golf that didn't matter. I watched a lot of the first groups go off, and then by the time that I got my phone back after Sunday, Rory was in the woods on 18, and so after he hit that second shot, we couldn't tell where it went, but we knew it was somewhere near the green. After he hit that shot, I figured it was in the bag, but we were kind of doing some scoreboard watching. It looked like, from what I could tell, Justin Rose made a push, and then some of the other guys just kind of fell apart when it mattered. And I did see Scheffler's putt that almost dropped. I'm not sure what hole that was on, but he almost dropped that putt that would have sent us to a playoff, which would have been electric.
All right, last one from me. I have a mini solution to tanking versus play-in games.
Hit me with it.
What do you think about, you pick an arbitrary spot in the season and you take like the bottom 5 teams in each conference and you make them play in their own tournament and you get the picks seeded in how they finish. So, like, if I'm Washington and I want AJ DeBanza, I have to win this tournament or finish. You know what I mean? Like,
yeah. So you basically take the bottom teams to compete for the best pick, is what you're saying.
Yeah, take.
I like that idea.
The last 20 games of the season.
I mean, we're throwing in random in-season tournaments anyway, so why not one more?
So that's actually where I got it from.
Yeah.
Like,
I don't hate that idea. I mean, this is coming from the same sport that draws from ping pong balls. So, like, why not settle it on the floor? I don't hate that idea.
Why can't it fit within the schedule?
No, it probably could. My question is, like, I don't know how much it might fix some of the most egregious stuff, and it would fix it for a certain portion of the schedule. But up until that point, the first 60 games, like, Washington could still really take a duker in the punch bowl. You know what I mean?
That's fine.
Yeah.
Could also be picking 10th.
They could, like, so, like, the argument would be, hey, you want to be playing well to get into the I don't know, you know, like, I think it would be fun to watch, but
not everybody can be the Charlotte Hornets, Ben, and all of a sudden and start playing well.
You mean pass up easy layups and then go take a corner 3?
I'm just saying.
Boy, you do pay attention. You sicko.
I just feel like it's not a coincidence that you finally got to root for somebody from Creighton and now your team's winning.
I love it. Well, you guys have thought about this tournament a lot more than I have, so I'll let you guys fight it out.
Hey, so real last one. Knipple or Flag, Rookie of the Year?
It's got to be Flag, right? I mean, that guy, I know he's been hurt some, but I love Knipple, but he's pretty one-dimensional. Like, you know what he's trying to do. Cooper Flag does a lot for a team that doesn't have a lot of help. So pains me to say, but I'll go Cooper Flag. Although the fact that we're talking about a Charlotte Hornet for Rookie of the Year, I mean, you talk about an improvement. Normally they're trying to think about, okay, how fast can we clear this roster spot with this wasted pick? But yeah, it's a good problem to have.
Yeah, shout out Brandon Miller. All right, buddy. Safe travels.
Thanks, guys. Thanks for having me.
That is Ben McLAUGHLIN from the Husker Radio Network. Let's take a quick break here. We'll be right back. More Hurrdat Sports Live.
It was awesome. I saw a lot of familiar faces in the crowd and just happy that I could bring my team home and got to have a little team dinner last night with my family, so that was fun. But yeah, I think the crowd showed out and it was really fun and we played really well too, so can't be mad about it. Just really leaning into my teammates. I think everyone knew that this was a special day for me, but I also know at the end of the day that it is a game, and kind of once the game starts, all that stuff goes away. So yeah, giving my teammates so that I can also help myself stay focused.
I feel like I'm always a little bit stressed and anxious at the first game, and I feel like it has always been like that and it always will. But as Bergen said, leaning to my teammates and trying to smile, which is what I've been working on, and keeping a positive energy. I feel like that's been helping me a lot, and then like with actual volleyball.
Welcome to Hurrdat Sports Live.
And he hits another high fly ball to left. That one's deep. That one's back. That one is gone. Walker has hit his 7th homer.
High drive, deep right field. There's some Merrill madness for you right out of the yard. Hit the right center, cruise back, no chance, base hit. Kingery scores, Cubs win.
Welcome back, Hurrdat Sports Live. That's DB. I'm Ravi Lulla here at Hurrdat Sports HQ. We are joined now by Jesse Rogers from ESPN to talk a little baseball. Jesse, how are we doing this morning?
Doing well, fellas. Good to be with you.
Oh, Jesse, okay. We're gonna start. We're gonna get right.
Where do you want to start?
Nitty gritty, right? Because I'm a Dodgers fan, but I do have this dream to get like the Yankees and let's say a World Series, right? Just traditional. I know. I'm sorry.
You're disgusting.
I'm sitting next to a Red
dare
Sox
you.
fan here. I'm saying all this to say, Jesse, the Yankees are getting teams out at a much better clip than I would have thought before the staff is fully healthy. But they're not really hitting the baseball like they're capable of either. Which one changes first for this baseball team?
I think they'll hit. I think that here's the storyline in April every season. It's news if somebody runs away with a division or has some incredible month of April. That's the news. News isn't an uneven first month. That's the norm. So the Yankees got off to a great start. They've come back to the pack. Houston got off to a great start. They've come back to the pack. Once in a while, you'll get one team that just goes nuts, and then maybe that's the Braves right now, but they're just 10-6. Like, it's really April is about just feeling out process. The crappy teams will probably end up with a bad record in April, but even that sometimes can be a bit misleading. Like, so I don't put too much stock into what's gone on with any team, to be honest. And are the Yankees going to be there towards the end? The answer is yes. Are the Blue Jays probably going to be there towards the end? Probably, although they're showing more cracks than I thought. So I think the Yankees will be fine if they're healthy in the lineup.
Jesse, I'm going to get my homer question out of the way early here since we are talking AL East. With the Red Sox, more cracks in the foundation or just working through some early April stuff, in your opinion?
Yeah, I think it's the April answer. I picked them to win the division, so maybe it's wishful thinking on my part. But
hey, from your lips to God's ears, man.
That's good.
Yeah, I did. You're right. It was gutsy. Last year after they traded Devers, they looked dead in the water, and then all of a sudden they just righted the ship. I didn't love some of the things I heard from Alex Cora last year, but he proved to get the last laugh because they got to the wild card. I think he just needs to right the ship a little bit. I'm surprised a little bit. They had a bunch of guys perform in the WBC. I guess that didn't necessarily carry over. But yeah, I think it's just that uneven April thing I'm talking about. Truly, I can't really point to one team. I will say outside the Astros, where I think, because I didn't think the Astros were going to be great. I thought they would take a step back, and now you've seen the run there. Like that part could be true because I didn't love the Astros coming into the season, and Jordan is crushing it, and they still have a bad record. But outside of maybe them, I'm not putting much stock into anything I'm seeing around baseball.
So I got one for you. May test you because I have to take advantage of how deep you can cover this thing. I do actually like the Pirates pitching staff. It's not just Skeens. It's a pretty capable
staff. I get it. It's April. I know it's 9-6, and I definitely get the fact it's the Pirates. But don't you think you could buy some stock in their pitching staff?
I think you could probably buy some stock in the entire team, and I didn't think that 4 weeks ago. Maybe because I'm based in Chicago and I've seen so many bad Pirate teams that I can't get my head around a good one. But I just spent 3 days in their clubhouse in Chicago here, and they are as confident a group as I've seen. I talked to Brian Reynolds, and he even admitted any success we've had in the past, meaning 3 weeks here, a month there, was fluky. He even said the word fluky. He's like, this is the best team I've been on. It's not even close. Paul Skeens was smiling ear to ear. I mean, I did the best interview I've ever done with him, because he just, he doesn't have to talk around being great on a bad team anymore. So they certainly believe, and yeah, they've got some guys in the pen like Mason Montgomery. You ever heard of this guy? He was throwing like 92 in college. He's throwing 100 from the left side. And Craig Counsell said it yesterday. He's like, shouldn't we know the lefties that throw 100 in the league? Shouldn't that be obvious to everyone? So yeah, I think you're right about their pitching staff, and their lineup is definitely better. I don't completely buy it, but maybe Connor Griffin goes nuts and Marcelo Ozuna finds the fountain of youth. Cup players are like, we have to worry about Milwaukee. Now we got to worry about the Pirates too. It's like, oh boy, this Central Division is going to be real interesting.
Okay, so I got to ask you about O'Neal Cruz here a little bit, because I've been weirdly obsessed with him because he has crazy exit velos. But after seeming to make progress for the first few years in his career, had a horrible 2025. It is obviously, I don't think he's going to hit 340 all year, but you think there's real progress there with O'Neal Cruz becoming the bat that a lot of people hoped he would?
I do. Man, is he a physical specimen? I'm standing next to him. It's like, are we the same species? He's something. And he had a great series. I do, because of what's around him now. Like, it is so easy to kind of lose your way when you're on a losing team. You're a young player. There's not much leadership there. Tommy Pham's been there. Like, they've had guys in and out, but now they have O'Hearn, and now they have who else? Lau, and a couple other veterans that can show the way. And it's like Luis Robert with the Mets. Like, we need you. You can't just coast through the season, and you're seeing some good things out of Luis Robert. Like, now you're in a spotlight now, Cruz. You're playing with Paul Skeens. You're playing with Connor Griffin. Like, it's time to focus for 162, and he put in a lot of work in the offseason. So yeah, it's another guy I'd probably buy stock. All he needs is a little focus, because the physical skills are there.
I just can't believe the guy can patrol center field and run the way he runs at
6'7",
50.
6'7". He's huge.
Like, it's just, you just worry about his body. It's not.
I'm just.
And I get it. Judge is a big guy, but
Judge doesn't run like that.
He doesn't run like Cruz.
He might be. O'Neal Cruz might be one of the 5 fastest guys in the league. Like, he's crazy.
So the size is legit. Seeing him up close, right?
Oh yeah, and it's not something we talk about enough. Size in baseball. It is such a nice thing to fall back on. You swing, you make a mistake swing, the ball could go out because you're that strong. Cubs, for example, I've been sort of critical. They're not the biggest team. They haven't been for years. It's kind of a smallish team. When you play in a ballpark like Wrigley, where the wind blows in as much as it blows out, like, it'd be nice to have an accidental swing and the ball goes out. But when you're kind of a smallish team, there's just endurance becomes an issue, mistake swinging, like I said, and getting hits out of it. Like, O'Neal Cruz has such a margin for error when you're that size, and guys like Aaron Judge, and big in baseball works. I on the mound too. Even we don't talk about pitchers.
Oh yeah,
big, strong. That gives you endurance, helps in health, and just obviously your fastball velocity. Like, that's a thing in baseball. I like my baseball players to be big and strong. I know that's not going on a limb, but it's not something we talk about enough.
Walk me through, and he just threw a gym this weekend, and he's back. And plug your ears here, former Red Sox guy who he didn't perform for you like you wanted. How do we explain Chris Sale?
Yeah, freak.
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 I'm glad he can stay healthy now. It makes me feel really good.
Yeah. Now, with him though, there is some. What's the word I'm looking for? Like the way he throws. There's he's gone through some injuries, right?
Mm-hmm.
So you just never know. But while he's healthy and throwing like that, it's amazing. But freak is the word, because at that age, it's just hard to keep it going like that. And just hope there's no next injury. But yeah, unique freak, that kind of thing. There's just, one or two or three guys every generation that come along like that. And he just keeps going. It's pretty fun to watch.
So in your opinion, are guys like Abbott and, Lodolo, he's a little hurt. You got Singer as a 3, Burns. Is the Reds staff good enough to help supplement this offense?
Yeah, going into the season before Hunter Green went down, the question would have been the opposite: is the offense good enough to help the staff? But I agree with your questioning, because I didn't think they could overcome Hunter Green. I just, Burns is still very young. They really need Abbott to repeat last year. Anybody, like you just said, they're more banged up than just even Hunter Green. I don't know. That's up. Yeah, they're walking a tightrope, that team. Their offense obviously is better with Stewart and Suarez. They might need to carry the pitching staff, where last year it was the opposite. When a guy like Hunter Green goes down, you can cover the innings. There's bodies. You're coming out of spring training, but can you get the production that Hunter Green? No, of course not. You can't. That's why he's an ace. So I question if they can survive. But they probably can survive till Green comes back and other guys get healthy. But I don't think they're a team that's going to be 10 over 500 in the next month or so.
Mm. If you're buying NL Central Cruz stock, you taking O'Neill or Ellie De La?
I mean, Ellie De La has been always ahead of Cruz, O'Neill, until this year, right? I haven't even looked at Dele Cruz. How's his start? I haven't looked at it that closely.
285 homers. I think he's in the 800 OPS.
I mean, most people would take De La Cruz. I mean, first of all, he didn't get moved off a shortstop like O'Neill Cruz did, because De La Cruz is pretty good there. But I guess it's a good question for this season, because until now you would not take O'Neill,
right?
But I mean, similar physical specimen type guys, right? So I would say Ella De La Cruz, but O'Neill has closed the gap for sure.
This one's interesting. The Orioles are healthy. The Athletics had the sneaky good lineup, and you just wondered if they'd get enough pitching. And the Marlins, maybe Sandy's figured this thing out again. He's the good version. If you had to, it's April, but if you had to pick a feel-good story you think has some sustainability, we go on the Marlins, the A's, or the Orioles?
Well, I probably would have picked the Pirates, but we talked about them. I did pick the A's to make the wild card. Kind of one of those go out on a limb, and I mean that lineup can be sick. And I feel like a second year at Sutter Health Park should be an advantage on their pitching staff. The numbers will be elevated, but all you have to do is outpitch the other guy. And so I'm gonna take the A's. I know the Marlins are a nice story. I mean, the Phillies and the Mets are going to be better eventually, and the Braves are already off to a good start. That's just, I don't know. It's a nice little story, but I'm not sure they have enough. The A's lineup, come on, that's pretty stacked. And the question mark is pitching. They've actually had some good pitching. So I'm going to take the A's for the feel-good story. And they got to a little bit of a slow start, but now they've righted the ship a little bit. So I'll take the A's.
If you're looking at a surprise team to the good and to the bad, I'm guessing maybe the A's or Pirates get to the good, but somebody you've been a little disappointed by this year.
Ooh, I got one.
Yeah, I mean, probably the Mariners. And I would probably include the Blue Jays too. I mean, one team was one game from winning it all, and the other team was one game from going to the World Series. I don't think I'm too worried about Seattle. They're in the right division. Like I said, I'm not a Houston believer this year. The Angels are going to fade. They always fade. Texas is a little bit of a surprise. They're always looking for offense down there, but they seem like a 500-ish team. I think Seattle's going to be fine in the West. Toronto in the East, that's interesting. They've had some really bad performances. I mean, Max Scherzer has not looked good. Their offense
the other day. Whew.
Yeah. The offense has looked up and down. The problem with Toronto over the years until last year is they're it's a really right-handed lineup. Then last year they got surprise left-handed balance, but I feel like they're back to having problems from the left side of the plate. So Toronto could be a surprise. What's going on in your team, even though they have so much talent on it.
On the heels of the ejection, and we get to see him all the time in Omaha because Tennessee was so good. Can you separate the start from the Giants away from Vitello, or do you think they're one and the same? I thought you may say the Giants, but maybe you had questions about the managerial hire to begin with.
It's definitely experimental. You have to give it a little bit more time. I mean, you see true leadership through adversity, and this would be it. So, I think, you certainly can't blame him. I mean, managers can only, do so much. But yeah, I mean, look, if it doesn't work, it'll show up in the results over time. I could have put the Giants in that category, but the Blue Jays were, 7-game World Series team. So Giants are in the wrong division, and they are underachieving. I may have even picked them for a wild card. I can't remember. So I probably should include them as a worrisome team. And yeah, you can I don't think Posey would move on from Vitello after 1 year because it would really be admitting a major mistake. But there's a version of this where you could see that happening. Like, oh God, this experiment didn't work. We got to go back to the traditional thing.
Opposites.
Yeah.
Posey was Mr. Consistent and steady and handled that staff and was good being quiet so long. And then just seems like they just seem like opposites.
Yeah, and I've heard some little stories about the locker room, and that's the manager needs to make sure it's tight. You saw that Matt Chapman video, right, where he said, "Catch the what ball."
Yeah,
and so if that's happening on the field, what do you think is happening in the clubhouse?
Yeah.
So I have heard little things. I don't know what's true and what's not. You hear things, but it's not as. It has not been smooth sailing. And is the manager part of that? Of course he is, but we have to certainly give it more time.
Who's the best team in the AL Central?
Detroit. Detroit will still be the best team. I'm confident in saying that. You never overlook Cleveland, okay? And Kansas City's fine. I don't think Minnesota's going to be there, and I don't think the White Sox are going to be there. So to me, it's Detroit, with the caveat that Cleveland is always banging on someone's door, right? They're like, come on, we want to come in for the, we're going to give you some tough games because they're a good organization. But Detroit is the class of that division, just hasn't showed up yet.
Short of being able to move locations, if that would be your answer, what do you do with the Rockies?
Well, they have a new staff there, right? Front office. They're trying to figure some things out. They had that great sweep of the Astros, had a little 4-game win streak early, and they came back down to earth. You got to figure out pitching, and this is the next group trying to figure that out. It's all about velocity. It's really about velocity, and everyone has velocity, so you got to acquire those guys, and just have a bunch of flamethrowers there. And eventually spend some money again. And I think they will. I don't think this new front office came into play. Josh Burns had a good thing going in LA, and Paul DePodesta was, Cleveland wasn't very good, but he was in the NFL, so those guys signed up for a losing cause. And I do think there's a shot for them to turn things around. Unfortunately, like I said about the Giants, they're also in the wrong division. Like the AL and NL Central is where you want to be, because in any year you could have a season where you're contending because no one else is dominating in payroll and things like that. But the NL West is the toughest place to be right now.
Okay, I have this last one for me. I have a bit of a philosophical question for you, Jesse, and it's regarding changeups. Because I just saw an overlay with Mason Miller yesterday.
You're fascinated with him.
Well, he's a type 1 diabetic, just like me, so we love Mason Miller. But I follow the Pitching Ninja account and everything, and so I see him throw a 96-mile-an-hour changeup, and I'm just wondering philosophically, do we have to call it something else if it's 96 miles an hour? I don't care what your grip is. And I understand that is a reasonable gap from his fastball, but it feels wrong to call anything that fast a changeup.
Funny you bring that up. That topic has come up in Chicago when, as the Cubs traded for Edward Cabrera. He's in the same category. He throws a 94 mile an hour changeup, and I've thought about the same thing. Like it's only in changeup because of the grip.
Yeah.
It is something else. Yes, you guys should come up with a new name for it, and it'll go viral. I don't know what that answer is because, Edward Cabrera's fastball is 96. His changeup's 94. By definition, that's not even a changeup. You know what I mean? It's not. You're not changing anything up.
That's like what's the difference between a 2-seam and a 4-seam. Like
right. So it's only because of the grip that we call it that. We do need to come up with something else, and I don't know if that's going to be more of a trend. The harder change. I mean, I guess it should be with fastball velocities over 100, like Miller has. A changeup at 96. Actually, for him, it is a changeup, a little bit at least. So, they come up with a new name. You guys will go viral.
I get it. If sports fans, they dread this word or this terminology. Basketball is going to have their CBAs coming up. You've got football that's got to figure out their referee and official situation. Man, baseball is right there. This is huge for the sport and where Manfred is. I get it. If you don't like collective bargaining and CBAs, it's maybe not a good time to be a sports fan. How concerned are you as a baseball guy?
Yeah, and the WNBA just came out of a lockout at the last second. You're concerned, but everyone wants to say the sky is falling. Like, okay, let's talk big picture. What's the worst thing that could happen? They might miss a season. That's bad. But okay, life will go on, and there'll be baseball again eventually. Like remember, it's not going to go away forever. They're going to fight for a while, and they're going to figure it out. Maybe they'll miss a few games next year, which big deal. They play 162. I don't think they'll miss a whole season. Yes, it will feel like a big deal, and it will be, news-wise and everything. But they will get to an answer. I mean, the sport's not going away. So that's my way of just calming everyone down. But there is a fight brewing, certainly. The owners think that, if not now for a salary cap, when? Meaning, when are we going to have the momentum of the fans behind us? They're praying for a Dodger three-peat. That would secure the deal. I think the polling, I don't know, they might dispute this, but the polling shows every time the Dodgers do something, fans increase their votes for a salary cap, increase their, want for. So when Kyle Tucker signs, if you do that poll, yes, salary cap, Now, if the Dodgers lose in the first round, that polling might show less for a salary cap. So this is all around the Dodgers doing what they're doing. But there's concern, and it'll go into March. I mean, everything you hear from now until March is just going to be, just BS, because both sides are going to do that until there's a deadline, meaning miss games next year. And then in early March, they'll hammer something out, more than likely with or without a cap. I don't know. It could go into April and May and all that stuff. That's worst case scenario type stuff. And they'll figure it out eventually. I mean, that's all I could say is, like, it's not going away for 5 years. It's going away for 1 or less, and probably a lot less. So that's my way of, kind of saying, yeah, it's bad, but they'll fix it eventually.
It's too linear. I get it with the layers and the arms and the tiers, but if you go to a salary cap, is there still a way to have luxury taxes fund 60% of the league? It seems like
basketball does.
We're not willing to take the good with the bad, but I know it's not that linear.
Yeah, no, I think they're going to probably propose a hard cap. 100 million floor, 120 million floor, something like that.
Still spend the same amount of the same percentage of cash.
Yeah, I think so. I think the player, I don't know, I think the player split is going to be like 50%, like it is in the other leagues. So 50% of the revenues will go towards, we'll formulate the cap. It's based on the revenues of the league. So, and 50% will go to the players, I should say. That's something like that. And hopefully, I'm hoping there's some carve outs for your own stars, like they do in some, I don't even know. Is the NBA that does it? Like, you re-sign your own guy for any amount you want, one per team or something. Like, I hope there's some caveats. So anyway, we'll see. It's all going to start happening at the end of this month. And like I said, anything you hear between now and really February is just going to be like tough talk, because deadlines bring answers, and especially with these two groups, it's not very friendly. It's not very amicable. So they're going to need a deadline to push this thing forward.
Yeah. Jesse Rogers,
Fantastic
ESPN,
stuff,
great
Jesse.
stuff as always. We appreciate the time. We will give you a call, talk some more baseball soon.
Okay, guys, take care.
Thanks, Jesse.
That's Jesse Rogers from ESPN. I think breaking news here that Jesse Rogers from ESPN just told you that the Dodgers were ruining baseball. That's tough for you, man.
Was that your summation?
Yeah, I think that's what Rico heard. I think that's
time out. Aren't you a Mets fan?
Yankees.
First off, how dare you?
Oh, I knew it was one of the sorry ass New York teams. They both
sorry ass. How many world championships does your team have?
Well, not as many as the Yankees, and I'm cool with that. Like, do your thing with your own network. But
what's up?
What about this century?
I'm not going to be that dude. I'm not that dude. I'm not going to brag about my team, but
I'm just. How many?
Rico, are you guys going to ever start hitting the baseball, or what are you guys waiting?
No. Just they're just going to manufacture some runs here and there. Judge will hit another home run that won't matter.
If you're staff, they keep getting, you're not even healthy yet on the bump. You might be all right.
They'll be fine. They'll just start winning games 2-0. It'll be fine.
You went through 17 innings last week with 2 hits. Not that I need to remind you, but
yeah, big fan of that. Thank you.
I mean, they lost 1-0 and 2-1.
Yeah.
Was that the
A's?
A's?
With a lineup of so many heavy hitters?
I think it was the A's.
It was the A's.
I think that's right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The insert city here A's.
Yeah, I always forget that they're playing in like a little
I've been
high
a cheer
school
for
field.
the A's because of Brunts. I want everybody's team to be good. It makes
except yours.
It makes for more fun.
I'm not rooting for the A's because I think their ownership. I don't want their ownership to be rewarded for bad stewardship, and that's what they're doing right now.
How you were even like that with your own team, so I could see that.
Yeah, 100%. Like I was still am mad at the ownership, like John Henry and that ownership group in Boston. Like they've done.
I can't believe you're carrying a grudge. It's so unreal.
Yeah, it's really out of character for me, but it hit me in the feels, so it's time.
Hey, Ravi, did you want to?
Oh, yeah. No, can we let's do the jerseys real quick.
Just real quick.
We got options here, just a few minutes left. So
are you asking our streamers?
No, well,
what's going to replace the K-Say jersey?
Yeah, we got to figure out. We got options here. We're going to do them one by one. We got reveals.
Okay.
What do we? Okay. This is a.
Anything USA is going to get some burn.
Carmelo, that's a nice one.
This is pretty sweet.
That's pretty cool.
And it's USA.
I didn't know we had. So that's.
Ow.
Damn it. Easy, killer. That's an early leader for me because then I don't have to look at one of.
Rico goes, yeah, that's broke.
That might be the only. That's the only version of Melo that I can respect. So
that's this is nice.
This one, then we got navy blue. We got navy blue nugs.
So far, I think advantage USA.
100%. This one we've got. So this is never going to be.
I'm beginning to see a theme here.
Yeah, we're never going to put New York.
What theme?
I do kind of like the orange though, if I'm being honest.
Okay, we'll put this in the discussion.
It's not going up there, but. We can't.
Why?
I think this is just objectively funny. I'm amused by this by Portland Melo.
How about the Kevin Duckworth number though?
Double zeros. You big Kevin Duckworth guy?
That's awesome.
We've got. Is this a? Oh,
Jeez,
this is
Rico.
Rockets. I believe it's Rockets.
It's like the never-ending bag there.
Also very funny.
Big.
10 games. That's a jersey that was 10 games.
Dude, are you serious right now with the amount of jerseys?
Also very funny. Oh, this one even has the BioFreeze patch.
Is that Rip City? Is that Rip City?
That's that one. I like that one a lot.
This one is to me. This one and USA are in the running right now because I like the Rip City jerseys a lot.
BioFreeze. I used to think that stuff worked. But I would tell you if I had any, I'd have put it on.
I bet you'd put it on that hand.
oh boy, this is.
I don't think BioFreeze is going to help that hand.
So this is a good looking jersey.
That's a fantastic jersey.
Yeah, the yellow was really popping. I appreciate that. So my finalists are.
Is it overkill though?
So it's you like this
Rip
one?
City and Team USA are my finalists right now.
I think you got to go USA. This is like unbelievable.
I do think this one should get some run later though.
Okay.
But let's start with Team USA.
And we could swap out.
We could swap out multiples.
Yeah.
You know, so there's options here. But yeah, I think
although I love Mellow, but I would like a little more variety.
we're not doing
than
double
just,
Mellow.
Yeah.
Well, I have. Okay. Well, I have.
I'll bring
I
in
told
jerseys tomorrow. I've got a bunch.
I told Ravi I have a.
Keep it on your side.
No, we're gonna put them in the middle.
I have a Trae Young Martin Luther King jersey.
Absolutely not.
We have against black people.
Trae Young, not the Martin Luther King part.
Mm-hmm.
You want me to bring in?
He said that a little quick, didn't he?
You know how I feel about Trae Young.
It's fine, but if Mahatma Gandhi was wearing like
Not a
the
big
Clippers,
Gandhi.
would you rock it?
Gandhi's a little.
I also have a Miami Jazz Chisholm jersey, the red one with the pinstripes.
This might be a summer segment. How are you out on Mahatma Gandhi?
Dude, he's problematic.
Ravi has reasons. He's explained it to me.
Yeah.
There's other people who people love who Ravi's out on.
Dude, him and Mother Teresa are tough hangs.
Well, Calcutta's finest.
Yeah, that's the other side of India. We don't mess with them over there. Those are the East Siders.
Wow.
No, I'll bring some. I've got some different jerseys. I got a couple. I've got a couple you'll like. I've got a really pretty. Baby
I got a Mike Marshall Dodgers jersey.
I've got a baby blue North Carolina Jordan jersey, which is really nice.
That's gonna get some burn.
Yeah, so I got some options.
All right.
I don't have quite as many Jordan jerseys as
Rico
has
impressive.
Melo jerseys, but
I need the OKC one. I need to customize a Chicago and an Atlanta one since he was there for 10 minutes each time.
We can even do multiple. I'll move Kobe to my side.
Yeah, we can mix it up a little bit.
Well, all right, we'll figure it out.
We'll figure some things out. It'll be good. I'll bring in some jerseys tomorrow. We can sort through what we want. But yeah, these are nice. Rip City is one of my favorite. That's one of my favorite City Connect jerseys that they do. I don't know if they call them that in basketball, whatever they call them.
Oh, with the skyline.
You just whatever, the one, isn't that one of the City jerseys? Rip City is theirs?
Yeah, it's they have they don't call them home and away anymore. They call them whatever they call them.
Yeah.
But then they have the alternate, and that's what that one was.
Yeah.
Whatever it was. They have different names. This is the City Connect.
Yeah, whatever they are.
Whatever
But
stupid.
The Rip City one is one of my favorite ones.
Yeah, it's home and away. Stop being stupid, NBA.
We'll get to that tomorrow, Kobe. We call that a tease. He says, where does the tight end board pivot with Hudson seemingly an LSU lock? I don't know if I would say that. And Twilliger just committing to Penn State. Boy, that Twilliger thing went south in a hurry.
Yeah.
Just over the last month, I think. And there may be more to it than that.
That happens.
Yeah.
You know?
Dang that Campbell.
Shoot. Matt Campbell.
I know.
I was mad that PSU fell ass backwards into a good hire.
Yeah, that did bug you.
It did, because they're for just months, they're just I don't know, man. This is dicey.
Oh my God, Ravi. Ooh.
Yeah, you should probably go to a doctor, man. Okay, cool.
No.
Put some ice on that thing, get the swelling down a little bit at least.
We'll be fine.
Okay.
No, I'm gonna ice it. I'm not.
You seem very hurt right now. You're gonna be all right?
Hey, did you see did you watch any of San Antonio yesterday?
Oh yeah, a little bit. Not
Did
much.
you see Wemby with the flat fronts? The pant he had on the khakis?
Yeah.
Those had to, I joke about people's waist size. Those had to be legit 2844s.
Yeah,
I do see those things.
That's gonna be a custom made job.
Why is he wearing that on the bench?
Well, what do you want him to wear? Warm-ups?
Yeah, he looked like that's what your mom would buy for the first day of school.
Listen, he's trying to look nice. He's trying to.
But he had it on with the jersey thing.
I don't know.
They were brown.
I get it. I get it. Listen, you've heard me lamenting about the way people dress on basketball
the
benches now.
Yeah.
I'm not gonna tell you that I love it. I do appreciate the slacks. We're going for an effort there, but
legit 2844s.
no, I mean that's a custom job. You're not buying that off the rack. Not a lot of 2844.
Bit long, taller.
So my brother-in-law he's 6'5". He's
What's
tall.
the smallest waist you think you could get with the longest NC?
So he was a 30-36, which was almost impossible to find.
That might be solder.
It was he's not a 36.
My 30. I bet his inseam is longer than his waist.
Sauter's a 32, 34 guy, probably.
Maybe. I'm just saying, like, my brother-in-law is 6'5". Like, he's tall.
Yeah.
Like
Shane,
36
Shane,
is
you're
rough.
24, 26s, right?
No.
He's 17, 38.
No. The hell?
That's almost my dress shirt. I'm 17 and a half,
crap is that?
36.
I'm 18 or 18 and a half, 34, 35.
Too big neck.
I know, I do got that fat neck.
Hmm.
What are you going to do?
Nothing.
All right, that's the show for today. Don't forget, call our friends over at Next Gen 402-614-9700. That thing looks like it might need a little BPC 157.
I'm going to inject it with something.
I mean, yeah, I would call Laura first, see what she says to say about that. You may need some help with that injection. That's all I'm saying.
We're good.
Whether you got an injury like DB or you're just trying to get back to your former athlete like Rico, or just trying to lose a few LBs like myself.
Freaking Kobe. I strike you as a guy that's drinking Busch Light
all
Apple.
the time. I saw you drink a beer the other day. I was like, oh my God. It's the second time ever.
And it was total.
Second time ever. I won't
Trash.
tell people what the first time was because you were mad. Give our friends at Next Gen a call, 402-614-9700. And if you're like DB, you have a few too many Busch Light apples, they also do hydration IVs as well to help you recover.
Back on the Kobe bandwagon again, huh? You just got off.
402-614-9700 is Next Gen Male Medical. We'll be back tomorrow. More Hurrdat Sports Live.
See you. Have a good day. Love you.